My name is Ali Killer Ace Cham, President of Team Gumsaboba. Before we begin, I kindly invite everyone to take a moment to pray or reflect in your own way, which we have already done. We are gathered here today to update the Gambian people and the government on these three urgent issues. Issue 1, the campaign for Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, Pura, to suspend its data price floor of $50 per 1 gigabyte. The government formation of a presidential committee, and last but not least, number 3, the detention and charges against all 44 peaceful protesters to be dropped. Today, you will hear a united voice from 3 movements: Team Gumsaboba, Edward Francis Small for Rights and Justice, EFSCRJ, and Gambians Against Looted Assets, GALA, and together we form the coalition. Fellow Gambians, if ever there was a time for us to come together, that time is now. By standing side by side, our organizations are demonstrating unity for a better Gambia. We want to sincerely thank every single person who has shown solidarity with our comrades who were detained and incarcerated simply for being the voice of the voiceless. Even in Mile 2, our advocates have proven that they cannot and will not be silenced. Today, you will hear from the Gambians who have resisted and continue to persevere no matter what obstacles this government puts in their path. We remain ready to dialogue with the government, but let it be clear, such dialogue must be grounded in principles, and it can only happen after all charges against our comrades have been dropped. I am Ali Cham once again, thank you. That's the opening remarks, and I will also break down how we plan to go ahead with this program. I've done the welcoming statement. We will have Comrade Saibo Kamara from the Gala. He will do the speech on the price floor petition. After that, we will have a response to the government committee, which will be done by the spokesperson of Team Gumsaboba, Yusuf Taylor. And then after that, we will have the statements in Mandinka by our brother Kek Sane, who is sitting right here with us.
Another one. Dropping the charges.
Dropping the charges?
Yes, dropping of charges.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll also have the dropping of charges, which will be done by our sister Fatuma from the Edward Francis Teaching Smalls for Rights and Justice. And then after that, we will have this in Mandinka by our brother Keksane, and then in Wolof by me. And then after that, immediately after the local languages, we will have a question and answer session for our wonderful journalists and also those that are in attendance. Also, last but not least, we will have the closing remarks by me, myself, and I. So the press conference has officially started. I will pass the microphone to our comrade, our brother in the struggle, Saibo Kamara from Gala, to speak on the price floor petition. Saibo, the mic is yours.
All right, thank you very much, comrade and brother. Good afternoon to the media house and those watching. My name is Omar Saibo Kamara, and I am the spokesperson of Gambians Against Looted Assets. And my role here is to lead the concern of Gambians petition to Pura to suspend anti-competitive data price floor. And the statement is: on 22nd of August 2025, Gambians gathered at the parking slot of Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, Pura, to peacefully demand the suspension of the newly imposed price floor. The plan was simple: read out our petition and collect as many signatories as possible. But that never happened. Security officers led by PIU Commander Lamin Sarr stormed the protest. Arrests demonstrated with brutal force. For up to 6 long days, 44 peaceful citizens were detained in various police stations and at the notorious Mile 2 Central Prison. Now the petition that they were denied the chance to present are available online where over 1,000 people have signed. For years, Gambians have endorsed some of the highest internet costs in the sub-region with little meaningful regulations from Pura. Just as consumers and customers finally began benefiting from competition through cheap internet packages, Pura has chosen to act against public interest and in favor of GSM companies. In response, Team Gobsabor, Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice, and Gambians Against Looted Assets, together the coalition, are protesting Pura's unprecedented decision to impose anti-competitive price floor of $50 per gigabyte. The price floor have been deliberately ended. The traffic war that shows GSM operators offering promotional data bundles for as low as 13.33 per gigabyte. By forcing the hack, Pura has increased the cost of data by up to 275%, placing a burden on Gambian consumers. The coalition reminds Pura that under Section 13 of the Pura Act, its primary duty is to protect the interests of consumers and customers and public utilities, and monitor and enforce standards of performance by public utilities. Instead, Pura's decisions prioritizing GSM operators or companies at the expense of consumers undermine affordability without guaranteeing improvement in quality. We strongly believe that this price floor will only make internet access more expensive without delivering better services. Therefore, we welcome the timely intervention of the Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, which has condemned Pura's anti-competitive decisions and called for the immediate suspension. They emphasize that the recent tariff war provides more needed relief, driving data prices to the lowest level ever and making them more affordable for vulnerable consumers and small businesses. Our demands. The coalition will submit this petition formally immediately after this press conference to suspend the price floor and held to a joint demand of both the coalition and the GCCPC. Pura claims its decision is guided by a regulatory benchmark, citing that African average of 1 gigabyte is $1, equivalent to $71, and promise to publish the cost model underpinning this policy. Today, either the benchmark details nor the cost model have been made public. We demand that Pura immediately publish these documents on its official platform to allow the public to independently verify whether this decision truly serves the public interest and reflect transparency, accountability as claimed. Why the price floor is harmful. Our coalition is of the informed view that the disadvantages of Pura's policy are severe. 1. Digital exclusion. Low-income Gambians, especially students, women, and rural community, risk of being pushed offline, deeply the digital divides. Educational setback. Students who rely on available data for research, learning, and communications will lose access to vital educational resources, youth unemployment, and innovative barriers. Young Gambians working in freelancing, tech, and creative industries will be locked out of global opportunities, shifting innovation and job creation, civil engagement, and governance. Citizens' ability to access news, monitor government activities, and participate in civil life online will be severely undermined. A regulator's duty. If Pura truly intended to protect the public interest, it would have been pursued a price ceiling to cap costs while demanding improvement services quality for ESM operators and companies. Instead, it has chosen a regressive path that, as the GCCPC note, that punishes consumers instead of addressing structural and investment issues within the sector. Consumers' protection must be rooted in fairness, equity, and justice. The real test for regulation is how well it safeguards the most vulnerable, not how comfortably it serves the interests of the few powerful companies. Signed by Team Gobsabor, Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice, and Gambians Against Looted Assets. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Sebo Kamara, for that awesome deliberation on the price floor and also dwelling into the impact that it has on the ordinary Gambian people from all walks of life. With all due honor, I would like to pass the microphone to Yusuf Taylor, the spokesperson of Team Gomsa Walker, who's going to give a response to the government committee, as we are all aware that the government has, set up a committee, which is a very important step in accountability. And Yusuf Taylor will dwell on that particular topic. Yusuf, the government committee is, in as much as we do welcome such committees, but we do hope that the committee, if active, responds and reacts, and the government responds to the recommendations of the committee, if it is in the interest of the Gambian people. Thank you. Yusuf, the mic is yours. You can do that.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Greeting you all again. Once again, I'm Yusuf Taylor, the spokesperson of Team Gomsa Baba. We together are a coalition. We all speak together. All the statements we are issuing are together today. So, members of the media, I heard some of the mumblings in the background and also the audio ringtones. So, phones on silent, just some housekeeping I think we might have missed at the beginning. But we are so grateful for the media being here with us. So I'll go straight into the statement, which is titled, Statement on the President's Establishment of the High-Level Committee on Telecoms Pricing. We, the undersigned organizations, Team Gomsa Baba, the Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice, and Gambians Against Looted Assets, together, the coalition, take note of the press release dated 26 August 2025 from the Office of the President, titled, President Barrow Establishes High-Level Committee to Safeguard Competition and Consumer Welfare in the Telecoms Market. This announcement followed the arrest and detention of over 44 peaceful protesters who demonstrated against the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority's decision to impose a price floor of $50 per 1 gigabyte of data. The decision, announced on 28 August 2025, came into effect just 2 days later, on 22nd August 2024, highlighting very little or no public engagement. According to the statement, the government has established a high-level committee to review those regulations in the telecommunications sector. While we, the coalition, we acknowledge the formation of this committee and its listed representatives, we strongly note the absence of any clear timeline for its work. The press release further states that the Gambia government acknowledges and recognizes the public's concerns and assures all Gambians that their interests, welfare, and rights regarding fair and affordable services will continuously be safeguarded. We wish to remind the government that this is not the first time such bodies have been created. Numerous independent commissions, committees, and panels have been formed in the past to address public concerns, yet many of their recommendations remain unimplemented. A responsible and responsive government should conduct thorough studies and consult widely, especially with youth. To a regional, the African average is $1 per gigabyte. That is equivalent to $71 per gigabyte. Pura's floor of $50 per gigabyte is about 70% of that benchmark, reflecting local realities while ensuring operators can cover costs and reinvest. This is what Pura is saying. We are saying, if this benchmark truly exists, let Pura publish it immediately. Similarly, Pura claimed that it would introduce safeguards to ensure fairness through the publication of the cost model underpinning the price floor. Again, if these studies and models are not yet complete, how can Pura justify rushing such a decision? If they are complete, then Pura should publish the cost model immediately. It is our considered view that the price floor should never have been introduced without these studies and without proper public consultation. We therefore reiterate the position of the GCCPC, Gambia Consumer Competition Commission, itself established by this same government, by our government, that regulatory intervention risks undermining consumer welfare. The GCCPC, as already stated by my colleague, has rightly warned that the introduction of price regulation will prevent consumers from benefiting from unfettered competition, where business compete on price, quality, and service innovation to the benefit of consumers. Since the introduction of the price floor on 22nd August 2025, affordable promotional data bundles have disappeared. This is the first thing that the price floor eliminated. The cheapest available plan is now $50 per 1 gigabyte, up from before, when we assessed this, $13 per 1 gigabyte before. This is a staggering 275% increase. This hike has already caused serious and lasting hardship for Gambians in just a matter of weeks. This decision is entirely for the benefit of the GSM operators rather than consumers, which raises questions about the professionalism of the institution and the legality of their decision. Since the price floor has come into effect, quality has remained the same or even maybe worse. For these reasons, we also wish to raise the issue of efficiency of Pura. One of the functions of the authority as per the Pura Act is to ensure quality service delivery in the telecoms industry. It's a fact that mobile and internet affordability, availability, accessibility, and quality across the country leave much to be desired. Therefore, we urge that the terms of reference of the Presidential Committee look into the professionalism and efficiency of Pura, as well as the legality of Pura's data price floor. We wish to note with deep concern that the work of commissions, committees, and independent bodies consumes a significant amount of public resources. Their recommendations should not be treated lightly, nor should taxpayers' money be wasted on another committee whose findings may be disregarded by the executive. We also have demands in response to the government's committee, Presidential Committee. Our demands: in light of the above, the coalition is calling on the government to end the public suffering. We are suffering. Nawek is already killing us by suspending the price floor immediately. And, can you please, the noise? Suspending the price floor immediately and considering the introduction of a price ceiling during the committee's deliberations to protect consumers. As I said, Gambians are suffering. This price floor is really a big burden on us. So, this is signed by us, Team Gumsaboba, Edward Francis, Small Center for Rights and Justice, Gambians Against Looted Assets, and with that I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Brother Yusuf Taylor, for breaking down the elements regarding the response to the government committee. And without wasting much time, I will hand over the microphone to Fatu S. Nur, who's representing Edward Francis Teaching Small Center for Rights and Justice. And also, what she will be doing is she will be elaborating on our demand to drop all charges As all of our colleagues and comrades said, it is non-negotiable for us to get into any dialogue before all of the charges are dropped. For your information, there has been a total of 44 people, mostly young people, including women, who have been arrested. Some of them went to the jail, some of them also were sent to Mile 2, and some are actually going to police bail and reporting every week as we speak. So, Fatou Esnur, the microphone is yours, my sister.
Thank you, Chair, and greetings. I am Pura, human rights defender at One National Center for Health and Justice, and I am here to deliver on dropping all the charges against the 42 young people that were arrested. And here it goes. On 22nd August 2025, the One National Center for Health and Justice, Team Boba and Gambians against looted asset carried out a peaceful protest at the car park of the Gambia Public Utility Regulatory Authority, that is Pura, against the petition to enforce a minimum traffic of $50 per gigabyte for mobile data. This petition has increased internet cost by up to 275% and limited digital access for many Gambians, particularly students and small businesses. The protest began peacefully, but turned out chaotic and royal police interrupted and forcefully dispersed the gathering and illegally arrested 19 individuals. The following day, that was 23rd August, 4 more individuals were arrested at Westgate as they came out to social solidarity with detainees. Subsequently, appearing before Magistrate Pura on August 25th, all 23 were charged under Section 5, Subsection 5 of the Public Order Act for control of possession and pleaded not guilty. On the same day, an additional 21 youths were arrested while protesting the unlawful decision by Magistrate Pura to send the youth to State Central Prison in Mile 2. It's important to note that the accused were not arranged in court within 72 hours as stipulated by Section 19 of the Gambia 1997 Constitution. In addition to this, the reaction by the youth was prompted by decision to remand some 23 youths in Mile 2 for bailable offenses, which can only be described as misconduct at worst. We strongly believe this punishment contradicts the intents of common law, which presume every accused person is innocent before being proven guilty. Remanding 23 youths in Mile 2 for over 3 days when they have never been convicted for any crime hints that their right to liberty was infringed, something we consider a serious lapse in the state's duty of care. The coalition detains that the fact that all 42 youths remain under charges of unlawful possession, unlawful assembly, and idle loitering before the police, and the court thereby making them political prisoners. Together with our alliance, we condemn these arrests and charges as violation of the youth constitutional right to peaceful assembly, and petition the executive as protected under the 1997 Constitution and international human rights laws. The coalition finds it deeply concerning and unacceptable that citizens calling for accountability are met with repression and criminalization, while public officials implicated in audit reports, parliamentary findings, and regulatory failures continue to operate with impunity. This selective application of the law undermines democracy, justice, and public trust in state institutions. We recall that similar gatherings and political assemblies have been allowed to proceed without permit or interference, highlighting a troubling double standard in the enforcement of the law. Such inconsistency and bias threaten national unity, peace, and security. In the view of the foregoing, we therefore demand the following. 1. Immediate and unconditional dropping of all charges against the 44 youths. Respect for the right to peaceful assembly, protest as enshrined in the Constitution and regional and international human rights treaties, which are ratified by the Gambia. An independent review of Pura's operational and accountability to the Gambian people. 4. Equal and fair application of the law to all, including public officials implicated in corruption or misconduct. The arrest and prosecution of 44 young Gambians protesting against Pura data flow price represent more than just a crackdown on a single demonstration. These actions pose serious dangers to the Gambian democracy, civil space, and accountability system. We wish to allow citizens to be vigilant, bearing in mind that if the government continues to suppress civil voices, then the civil space will collapse. Democratic backsliding will accelerate, and corruption and insufficiency will become entrenched in our country. To prevent this, the coalition reminds all citizens and the government in particular of its obligation under the Constitution and international human rights instruments, including the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, to protect citizens' rights and not to suppress them. The arrest and the prosecution of these youths were unjust, unlawful, and undemocratic. The Gambia cannot claim to be a democracy while silencing the voice of dissent and protecting those who abuse power. We stand in solidarity with the 44 youths and all Gambians who peacefully demand accountability and good governance. We demand transparency and accountability now. Signed, Team Gom Saboba, Edward Francois Center for Right and Justice. Gambians against looted assets. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our sister Fatu S. Nguru, for that great deliberation on dropping the charges against all 44 people who have been detained and arrested. Without wasting much more time, I will pass the mic to none other than Keksane, representing Gala, and he will basically break down everything that has been said and summarize it for our local listeners in Mandinka. Brother Keksane, comrade, the microphone and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, comrades. We are so grateful. Mbali wa mbali kondola, Joska Fatam Fansale Mandinka kondola, Bruno Mandinka kondola. Mse Sirinjam, Professor Wale Sirinjam, Menka Mondago, Edward Francis, Small for Center, Right and Justice, Gala, and Team Gom Saboba. Ngamen Sodoja Wale Nyindigo, ma petition statement Sabale Sodoja following, Bedianga Wale Pura, Simfa Nyame Yata, Purka Mondago, data price on me, and go flow member Kiri no. Pour GSM company so be nyo sabakano price on jida akatina Gambian ka imuna fanno ela step o me ya ta ko dala mediam la fodi ke tanani ni nandola mila la ko le fanno da kasoro pour charge so fanal se drop wala be bolo na mediam la president o commission o ya nga establish pour ka jidira ko jibe mediam la wala follow la sa dali apiro la decision kanda ni ko di joint press conference ni karone atilu mwande fula Gambian lo kafuta nyoga meyalan ko kafuta nyoga Pura la building no meyalan ko de Karaba Avenue siloga pour ka protest wala ka demand man sakunda ya Pura ye simfamenta pour ka e dabula place pour meyalan ko GSM company so de wala fonni ko findi dan we hamo men de wala nyinde ko kera petition mo daka read kayandande tella ko de la nyina mu la petition wala nyina mu la account ka sign fana wada mala mu hamo de je kabe fo daraje a police wol meral ko security apparatus wol vindi de kay boyde kam meral ko commissioner sar a tele kara mo meral ko tele be nyaado ko yala se be kam ye arrest ye sembo nata ya boy kan ke force to arrest meral ko dole bara mo so je atara fo tiri woro mo tan nane nan meral ko mo fonni ke wolete ye soron police station jamal ko banko man do tara fo my to central prison meral ko ka fa notorious my to prison o bodaje a fonni ko meral ko defanal findida medala ko ya dande ko mo mo le men ko ni ko ala nyina ko la wol fanal finde la silo kan no wona raga ko di meala ko man sakunda la police na la simfata je meala ko mandia o ka ya dande ko gambeno kabrin saji ko mando e be bataka internet wala ko ni na raji be ni afrika tundo ma wala south africa te a gambela kare dula de meala ko internet o seta je bake ndel dunga je ko ni fonni ko men finde de ko mo fenne de meala ko kon sanle wal Pura na dabla je jeme sol damala be ñoo compete kan ko men ke dabla ko no kra ko di mealan ko fonni ko man na dia way ka internet na mealan ko mo yesi muna fanno ala no ka ko me ko cheap internet package o kada men de Pura na lo ko nyaado ka GSM company sol febo in the interest of the Gambian people. Team Gom Saboba wo kara Edward Francis Center for Right and Justice and Gambian loot against looted assets in coalition mall in atake mall mela longo e findi da protest against Pura decision on program company so muda ke febo price on na mealan ko tallo go megabyte killing wala ayata ko Pura la ñen simpani e menta no to ka bula ñin ko kono ka promo GSM la promotion ni ba menke kam pour ka data wafi dala si tang anen sabala 13.3 budu tan sabanen saba gigabyte kilindi o mo fenne de me alon ko kamen Pura ya da bula je itare ñin selende fata da almost 175% wala keme fula taw wala ni lulu percentage jodo ni na da jibe wala da to la ka be dingol kam ka ko me ko boli no me na boli ko suma ani kwale so me ala ko le gambe dingol di wala Pura hakilo bulanda la dina ka andani la ko ban ko la kitabu wala kila la kitabu ko ko ka ko me section 13 of the Pura's Act la duty wala la responsibility moment wala ko de la simpa nyanda ka menta wala ni ko ban ko dingol wala ko suma di ani public interest de la do ko mo di ko ka fe fe me ala ko e ba promo la fana be ba monitor ka andani ko standard wala ni ko internet ken do so pour ban ko dingol me na ko la ko suma di bari ya enda ko Pura la decision ni me an ko ya ta to ga GSM company lu fasa Gambian ni wala wala mo nya do mela lango bulo de ko de pour ga internet do so do be kala fene de me an ko abe quality jindi la de me an ko kana na internet wala so nya an telefona ka fo kana believe tani na ka enda ni ko ni price flow ni wala ni ko ga internet do la fo ni le no saba saje ba jindi la nya me wala kala ko de me an ko abe fanko ni me mo ka men do ni internet do ko wala ka mo na flow ni abe jila do ma be pare fana service o me an ko ba na be kala fene me an ko be kala be da service de o kamala ndel ka fo me an ko be jang ka enda ndila ko masa kunda la place do be ka ko me GCCPC wala Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection wala simfanya menta pour ka Pura la ni simfanya mo ka bay o kada fene de me an ko del contanta ko la kera ko mo bay ka enda ndila ko be menke ka anen silamanta o kada fene me an ko del contanta ko ni na ka enda ndila wala fene me an ko simfa Pura nyanda ka wala ta bare be janne pour ka banko di won dake la hako ke la nyanto ni ko wala interest ni sa ya enda ne ko mo fenne de me ala ko asi business ni wala ma ko wala ni mele ala ko bro me ko le andal fana nara nyinin ka wala men ka fa demand wala ko me nyinin ka man sa ko nda wala nyindi ko ko ala so ni na petition ni ba fo ala ni ko ni press conference ka jamba mo la ba samba Pura la bunda da do ka mo ka hand over ko me ala ko ba samba fana GCCP aka samba de na yanda ne fana be nyinin karo ni la Pura ko ka yanda ni la ko ila decision menta amanke fende me ala ko ay ko ya atonto de men ka wala regional bank ma ko ni Africa bank ko me ala ko wala silo men be je tele wala ta ban tele yanda ne ko ka yanda ne ko Africa ko dollar kile ngoni wala ka kanya gigabyte so ni wa fale gambe dala so da gala ko ta wala nin kile ka yanda ni la ko no fende de me ala ka so da wala nyanda ka fende de me ala ka nyanda ka police le de me ala ko abe lorin atuntum dum kay dole kam barka anda dila ko kabo bila fo hana sai wo dita bank ma ko nya manke fende me ala ko afindi da wala gambe no saje me ala ko smeto di ko ako gambe no saje ma ro kan ni ke ko ka anda dila ko Pura ke command science and ka anda dila ko ye men fo ko le ke ya kay do findi ni gambe be me ala ko official website ko ka pije saje gambe no saje no sa independently verify no wala ka kisi ka la ko to na di ko to na di bekala fende me ala ko ni ko ale so member so ba ni ka kayanda de fana ko ni price flow ay toro men la Gambia di molka ko fana mu kayanda ni mola ko ni ko ala sono ya kala mu dala ko wala ya la ko Pura la ni decision ni ay toro la Gambia di molka men ka mu da ko ni na digital explosion la kayanda ni la ko mo me ana ko bro me ko me wala mo ne ana ko la na fulo me ko le Gambia no particular men ka mu da ko karam to dindi wala mo sol wala mo me ana ko rural community sol ko ani Pura la simfani abatina la be findin la internet do kono do ngala ko sa dunia be tamaka internet do la ane dinno membe so mo be la ka internet do mus ka anda dira na karawala bunda ni na me ala ko educational setback abe karamu do dinno fana me ala ko ka tuntu internet do la ko la yini diro be ka ko me research ka karawa fana ka ni ko ba diamo me ala ko internet do ni simfani ta be ko la ni la ko data sanno me fana ka mo da funding ki wala do so bali on employment and innovation barrier ka and la phone ko ba na ba internet wala mera na ko ka use TikTok so that they create content and other things so and in other internet was and ba ka ko ke mera ka do la do ko ko le and freelance journalist so mera na ko ni do ko ka and la ko full simfani ay to wala la Gambia wala civil engagement and governance ka and la ko ba ko ni mol mera na ko ke mo na ba internet wala and mera na ko government la kibaro kisi internet do abe ko la sa pour ka so ko ko bay la internet do na ser ba o kera fende mi ala mo de kayan tan ka ni to la mo kayan tan ko pura fa la do ko men as regulators lura ni sembo la wala juti moment wala ni ko pura men daga mo mi ala ko ela hama ko kala fa de ko to ka ko dingol ala interest ko tamen ni nyaaro fa fe nyaaro bare na raja ko de kada mo mi ala ko ni price o men nan ka nyaaro ka fa price ceiling ni abe fende kala me ango abe tolo la gambe dingol kam me ango quality ni me ango be jesem company dul abe na kala fende ba mo ni la ko ka ndani ko na ko mo mo la me ango abe kala fende me ango abe tolo la mo la o kamala ka ndani la ko GCCP wole me ango ka ndani la ko pure la do ko ma ke fa ila ni simpa emenda o mo la ko de consumer soul instead of the public la concern address but the consumer soul mo la ka be tora kan ndani la ko ni siga simpa de me ango ba tala e ba mo dingol la nyanto anila interest we tre nyato ka ndani fana consumer protection wo nyanda ka fenne de me ango me la ko ke mo na fa internet wala ayla protection nyanda ka fenne me ango be dunna tunto men ka ko fairness wala nyande ko tiling consumer ni GSM company de equity ka ndani fana ke fende me ango be ko le ka be tilin na ni silo na ni la no le be da nyola e ke mo di fana me ango be tilin na tel tema ka ndani la nyane ka da fa me ango wala be la do ko ka ndani fana internet ke fende me ango asike mo na fa ay gameno la interest sa barakana ke mo da ndani wala company da na interest me ango ba sign aba abo le safla yin kibaro ni kafusa bolle aside me kam da team gon so ba Edward Francis Center for Rights and Justice and in Gambian Against Looted Assets.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead with all it.
Just go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kibaro fulanya ni me ango wala mansakunda ya ndani ko itelie commission lo wala safono high level commission me ango wala be telecommunication e ka do ko men kanyum banko kanjam president wala office wala kibaro findindi me ango ya sign kan ndani ko ite lafta ka wala lo so kibaro fana ndalla lo la mo men je nyin kafu sabol ambo fana fola le mande ka kawdo dan kan ndani la ko del kafu sabol me ango ngamel to fo ja Edward Francis kada ko tim gom saboba anen gala ka ndandira ko nakala mo dale masakunda kibaro men findindi anyin karo me ango tambidala mo atile mo ani woro member na office of the president na me ango ay title also the government president baro establish a high level committee to safeguard the competition and consumers welfare in the telecommunication market aka ndandira ko na telephone bundal me dal ko le malta na diamond na futa nyomola ka ndandira ko masakunda simfa taje me alon ko purga commission wala me alon ko be la ko kisikisila ngaya ndande ko kabe wo kibaro findi dano wo bulada menno wala fonding ki wala me alon ko fonding ke tannani me alon ko findi dano wala ko kili wala fo kan kaya ndandira ko yin telecommunication institution wala be mol tapale ya kane ani ila internet ko na men fendi me alon ka serra wo wato wala yin ko kabe wo wala yin commission mo ta kalo kaya ndandira ko price ko wala do na me alon ko taldo ni ko wala premier megabyte kili gigabyte kili so kaya ndandira ko kabe decision o keda karotile mo wonata wato la telefula on the 22nd of August wala ni August tiltanen fulo ila statement on nyina ko masakunda commission ka ko high level committee to review the regulations and the communication sector ka ndandira ko commission ko na diamoni na fudan nyomo ka ko jibe ka kisi mine be kono andal ko ala sono ya kala muda wala ka fo nga acknowledge ka ndandira ko masakunda ni committee lole andu ya yantande fana listo ya ndane mele ala ko lebe ni committee kono mele ala ko nyanda kanyu ko kisi bandal nara men ko rosije wala nyande ko ay dal lañu committee kono hansa ma yandane mo la ko nyilla do boni abe yugo do le tala abe montoro ko kari jolle tala kari kilin nam bon fo lo ko kilin nam bon fo sanjo le bon fo it will be forever there's no time frame yan ko sa kunda wala yantande de la ka yantande na ko nyilla do bo abe yugo le tala o kamara na yantande ko nyanda ka fenne de men ko yanda ka ko gambe di mon male because commission jamal le lo la nyum banko kan ni la do bo bam ka fenji je so la fakela time frame mo ka yanda de ko press release so ni fana continue da ka yantande ko masakunda ya kala mudala wala bansa banko di mola kumbo ya kala mudale ka ndadila ko gambe no fenne de miala ko ila hama ko wala la welfare de anila right ko wekala fenne de miala ko masakunda be wala wala do continue la ko wala muda ka sansa ka ko me to mani ko ba ka sheda barantel be masakunda ya ndadila wala ko hakilo wala de ka ya ndadila ko ni manke wati folo wado na masakunda be bodi solo la meda na ko commission lo ga dulal jibe commission jamal lo la jam panel jamal lo la jam na ko ando no programme masakunda la logo wala logo dulal ke jibe be ko len ke kamena ko banko ni mo recommendation wal fiti tan jabaro recommendation on side mo fele meda na ko masakunda man simfa kaji apro recommendation wal au amara ba kilo sana wala ko ela responsibility wala ni ko den la hamako e masakunda nya daga mo le miala ko e be banko dingol la ko mo dan ko la wado wado ni be ko kala nya daga fam conduct electoral study and consultation wala ni ka ko kisi kalon ajane be simpa nya tala je akaya ndila fana ko jani ni introduction be ke kan ni regulation ni ya ndila ko ay felle la fa ka mero be la ko ya kamaje kaya ndila fana la statement ni ko fana ya ndani ko pira ni rifa kaya ndani ko pira ni na ko regional bank ba wala ni ko gambela ni settlement den danyola wala bank mark le so wala ni ko ay price le lo ni an ko africa be ka tama wala ni regional be ka tama wala ka pira wala kaya ndani la ko average gambia no ni $1 ni e ko la so ko gigabyte ni o fa de ngabe kana tango wala ni kili kaya ndani ko wala fa de mi an ko ka ke ni na da jangambe ba jara ko ni gsm company so wala ba di ke la ko talu mi an ko mo 70% la ni bank mark ko kaya ndani ko ni bank mark ni itele me ko de ama reflect de la so ko lo ka ni na da gamen di mo la so ko lo di ani sector ni so ko de mi an ko ka no la ko man tamo so kaya ndani la ko ka pira ko man kaya ndani la do ko mo men di wala ni ko kira ni decision di ka revise wala ka yanda ni la ko yeni men ko wala ko la kuma ka publish on their website isa da men no security o no ka jibi ka bo wala kura ni la ko ka yanda ni la ko they will safeguard and ensure a fairness through the publication of the course model underpin the price through ka yanda ni la ko mo wala me la ko ya fo mo le no ko be ni kala ba ansa e la ni kibaro ma findi la website o mo sa jeno kala ko ni na mo fo ni ana ka ke france da na kiski ro ke kala kaya na dila fa ko price ro ni ana ko ya na nanja ay mam kiski ke ko ma sa ko da ya ka fenne ni ana ko ne de simfa ka fa fa ni anda ka story la ke to understand both interest of the public and what impact abe men na no banko ka amunda ko itel mam kiski ke ni mo man ka ja ko public consultation or to ka ke mo sika cha o kamala mo ne ana ko be jan ka ndani ko kuma ka me ana ko gambe consumer and competitive production in commission in kuma ka me fo antel bida wala ka ndani ko government sika fende me ana ko de be kuta isa jibe risk analysis no jibe dia be to le na banko ni mo ka ndani o nyanda ka fende me ana ko ndani ka skuli nyanda ka mentama o gola je na ka ndani ko ni introduction me ana ko ya na on the 22nd of August amo fene affordable promotion me ana ko data GSM company le jana na ko kala fene de me ana ko ay credit soñare mo bay Gambia banko kanjane kabite de simpa do de ko wado la ko credit ko san no da sita anin sala bal kabri pira na de la simo da sa kamu da ko 275% increase men lo gade di wona da ko ala Gambia no ka me ala mo Gambia na do no so ka anda dira ko ni decision on ya ko ya ta abe GSM company le ma ko ka ramata Gambia di mo ma ko ka no abe ko ala ma la mo ni ke kan ko don ba anda dira ko kamara tel mo ne ko ni ka fo ni ka anda dira ko pira la ye simpa menta manke fende me ala ko ay simpa le ala basi ay la lanno la dino la do la do kamala do ka ndira ko de la do ko da authority ka functions no mende ni na da actor ni wala ni ka ensure ko quality service delivery to the telecom industry ni wa fende me ala ko asike fende me ala ko wala ni na da di design wo quality ni motiji ka ndira na mo wala do fende na internet dola so na mo sa so no ni ka access and quality across the country wo mo fene de ana ko sa inda sa fa jiba do mo to de design wo mo fene de ana ko jiba do kamala ke ko man ka ndila ko reference president's committee ni ka mo ka fene ko mo ka jibe ka make sure ko efficiency wo ke fene de ana ko abe so pure do ko la do to kare ka ndali fana ko data flow ni make fene de ana ko se continue GSM company la no sa ko pure man do ko so ni la fela price of what the last pamala o manke pira la do ko ka ndandira fana del banko mo la ngani muda kula de me ango ay sula ba kale ndo la ta pura ke do la me ango be independent na de me ango na bala do ko kala bara kana so fe na me ango abe banko mo la be to wala ka ko ala di banko mo la kaya ndade fana be kuma kan wala be min na masa kunda be mo na dimano di kaya ndade la ko ni ka ko sabol wala ni na de ko ni price flow me ya lo ya la price flow me ya bondi procure ke fende me an ko be sin fata la ka bo bila ka ke fende me an ko bo bondi la ni Gambia banko am be pare ya make sure that ko ye introduction of me an ko price in me an ko during the committee deliberation on committee me an ko masa kunda ya lo pour que banko mo protect rather ko company so no ke protect ani santa ani party sabole la mela na ko le ni ko ale so no ko ana sabaja ni me an ko kasi ni no kana ko wala ni de ko ke tan nan ni nano me an ko ye muta an sa ko no sai mo ani fula wala mo ani saba wala already they are criminally charged before a magistrate court in Carnegie mo ani kilimbi je mela na ko very important police le even though he charge at the police level, but he manke mo melango he charge for before the court. Kaya ndira ni kafu sabo melango wala be ni kwa ni solo kono. Wala mo wala di melango ya ndani ko fani ke wala findi dano. O skaro kono atili mo ani mfula. Kuruka findi ke la balamba ya ndani mansa kundala. Melango wala kada Pura la officer. But this is on melango wala Pura ya wala ta kuruka megabytes on mon melango internet olu GSM company le ba fe pour ka mo ke dablo ko ni ko ka selendi ka mo no ndo be dami ka bo ka da gameno findi da mela ko peacefully pour ka findi kada Pura la building no mela ko wala sembo la wala ke la ni ku ya ni masa ko ndala bale na akona da turn into police na da sapide kanjam ye forcefully arrest ye gadare fana mo ya janjam mo tan ni ko no do mela ko foni ke wala arrest ta wala kabo kada lo fulan jaw ni men kada on the 2030 mo nani fana kula do ko mela ko wala arrest ta Westfield melan ko findi dale in solidarity pour ka findi kera ni kuya tan ko ni getan ni kono do melan ko le mota kabo gara walo men na defindi ni kidi ko nyaati no melan ko de kanefin banko ga magistrate Pura yaje ka dandila on the 25th na ranyi mo mo ni sabobe charge section 5 of the public order act wala ni ko public order act ala simpa ala sidla ludo ala tombe ludo ni do ye charge wala ka dandila ko de mo le de melan ko control of possession men mo le melan ko findita melan ko do man sembo dila e findita ye fakka fu nyoma le possession ke ka wala ni ko e be chatin ke ka ba ni mo ni woro ni wala da fo to biro ni del man so ala balanda ko mo ni na wala woni na fana mo ni kilime an ko foni ke wala melan ko fana be protest kam the decision melan ko magistrate Pura wala ta ko kanyo foni ke ki set mile to ke remind je for kare ko me an ko september be lola til nano ni pour que la belle application ni ya ndani ko wala ni o ke findi de yo fana arrest kaya ndira ko akala mudara ko ni mo melan ko kabe be findi na fana kidi ko nyaati no loi même fo wala ni 1997 constitution ina da section tan anin kono la wala ndani la ko mo dada masa kunda ya mo mare nyanda ka findi kidi ko nyaala wala ya mare bula jane mo trobe taworo anin fula so 72 hours so mare nyanda ka findi kidi ko nyaala bari ni mo findi kidi ko nyaala wala 72 hours ni wo elaf sale ka ndani la ko keda fende me an ko la nyanto ti nyaala bara bora je fana fonni ko me an ko mo ni sabo ni na de mo da ko ke ye samba ma do prisino lo ke soronje ke tumiro la men na me an ko tumiro ni isi mari bulano belo kan ise bele bulu offense ba magistrate rona da decide ke ki mile to hana ame moy follow ka anda dila ko la nyanto me an ko ka ko men ko presumption of innocence on the mo ya tumi ani banko kan loi ni yanda de ko mari ni mutumi mo le di fajane loi ba lo men loi ba police la kiti obetela akamundo mari mutumi mo le ba ne yo ki mile to akamunda ko ya police le already ka ndala ko ya tumi mena akela fa pareda ko kamala ka ndala ko loi sembo men kanyi mo loi men la de loi ni float ale wala ni ko ya gonda nyaado do wona da hadamadi wala liberty ka ko men ko hadamadi wala nyanto ay wala tinyaaje ka ndala ko hadamadi wax ni man sakunda ay loi so ko kala nyanto freedom of movement ka mo da ka safeguard akamunda masakunda fora wosilo ni na ko ala so fana ya tande ko ni mo tan nane ni mo mela ko hansai be criminally charge kan for lawful assembly me an ko ye wala ka police na da je dunte feje ye tel mo da ko tel manke ka ko just protesters body mo le me an ko ni ba fala political prisoner na mo ye mutale melan ko di ka political prisoner mo da nyamela opponent just to crack them down masakunda wosilo ta barka anda dila ko ni mo ngam condemn le no charge so ni me fana anda dila ko fonni ko la nyanto le tinya ka ko men da ko constitutional right for peaceful assembly and petition the executive ka ndila ko mango section 25 of our constitution wala sembo di banko di mo banko di na ko nini ku ya da nyanda ka afindi le la ni ku ya yandande fo ba petition wala sa fera ban fo be fitila le ba demonstration ke ba 1997 constitution ani international border law so wala yo protect le baraka munda masakunda e nyaka so wala ni mol mu de la right ni violent ka yandandila ko ni kwale so ni ko ni ay sula ba kale de masakunda ko mandila ka yandandila ko fit following fit dala pour accountability ni nga wala nga masakunda ay tilimo ka yandandina ngori nada bendu ni menna wala ngo ke bendu ke muda criminal o ke criminalize wala kada fonde mi alan ko wala kada je bari ya yandandila ko mo be ni banko kan jane mela ko national audit reports wala kada parliamentary findings kada ko wala masakunda la bundal yo lu muda la mela ko tinyaro ke ni banko kan jam baro male ni luwa man fella wala ka ye muda ko masake wala mansa muso de modibe ya ka ni banko kan jam kaya tandila ko mo fele mi ko selective wala nyinde ko loi e ka jenkende dole la dole ma ko la no democracy men nyinde ka wala nyinde ko justice for all kaya tandila ko gambe no bele kanya ta loi banko gam de no loi e mo loi tinya loi nyanda ke bude la so lo gambe tinya wala nyinde ko banko dingol la trust la hamo wala la lanno masakunda la kana wala tinya kaya tandila ko masakunda ko mandila kaya tandila ko nyin kadaren sifal kada jana mamme ba ke famele la ko man pamido fa ni fitita nduye masakunda la silo le mo baro kada mo di mela ko loi me buri loi me arrest ko kaya tandila masakunda is very inconsistent mo le mela ko ko loi ta men kanya daga tama nyame kaya tandila do masakunda do na do mo men banko di mo be kanya ta loi ko no le kaya tandila ko de ka discrimination men ko mo fende de mela ko tel ya bay kaya tandila o de ko man to je be men nyin kala masakunda bo wala nyin ko ka bo science and lafta ko nyin tumiro me an kabelare nyen ka charge so all this 44 people ka drop science or ka fende me an ko nyen ka ro nyen ka fo sabol ka anda dila fana ye hadama di wala nyanto respect me ka mun ko peaceful assembly me an ko constitutional di wala ka da ko international organization me an ko gambia fo yo signele ka anda dila ko so taw wala ka anda dila ko del faral bo ka fo ko no le me le peaceful assembly di ya recognize le dunia be ko no ni bo ka fo ko no de manyana ka so be fana wantin ka findi la mol nyaado ka anda dila fana ko independent review ka anda dila ko Pura fana la nyin ka fo nyin pour ya kesi e la do bu nyaaka ka nyamen anin ka accountable to the government people wala nyin ko ka findi government ole ka to nya fo ka anda dila fana loi fana ke findi me an ko ni ba enforce ay ke equality equal application of the law ka anda dila ko tel be ke mo me an be beta la loi do mala mo manya naka including public officers wol mela ko le fana le masakunda la do la ka anda dila fana ni mol me arrest attending and prosecution of mo tanane nen nan mela ko Protestors against Pura la data ni ka anda dila ko ni mo fene de me an ko aya anda dila ko masakunda ha mo so pour protest ka bayni banko ga mela ko kambe ni wala hamo wala wodi ka anda dila ko ndunyi ay may yanta de gambe la nyinde ko wala ko ay dejala yanta de gambe ko democracy mampare ala ane civil space ni ane accountability system woni ko mo le yan ko findi de la fatili mo ni ka ko ke arrest ke samba mal to ko mun da ko mampare democracy la de mampare accountability ka anda dila ko ko na ko silanda do gambe citizen ga ko dingol ga ka anda dila ko masakunda sa muda kanyige hakilo ko masakunda la continue ga banko dingol muda ke suppress civil voice wala ko fani ko men findi da pour que la ni biya yandande ka lo nyaado ke arrest mo fele de miana ko abe men wulula wala on democratic ko la wala wulula ni banko ga jambe corruption wala de la ni banko ga masakuna fana la do ko nyabe kala mo de melan ko de check la ke balance do mena men na la banko ga wala ko abe banko mo de la baka ko mala so ni mo fende me aran ko wala so masakunda yandande la ka yandande la ko ke hakilo wala ko gambe citizen la ni masakunda fam itel be mo wala de me aran ko bebe loi mo mala mo mantal loi sandal ka fa ni international instrument kada for African Charter for Human and People's Rights ka yandande la ni be mo fende de me aran ko wala be ni bayle pour ka banko ni ke suppress pour e findi la nyanto be ka yandande la ko ni arrest ni fonden ko mo fende de me aran ko loi tambali alem amanke fende me aran ko anen silo tara nyola ane demokrasi la silo manta nyola ka anda dila ko masa ko dame afan tuntun ka ko demo demokrasi banko le o fele jansa bala banko dingol de indi kanke kamo de ka fo ko del mum wala de mela lambo ete diamo la ni la banko ida ka nyamo ko no ko ka anda dila mo abuse of power de ka sembole di fanna me an ko luwa mo ditel da ka anda dila del belo ni fonni ke tanane ni nano yele in solidarity with them ka make sure that ko be accountability me fitindi anin good governance ni waylo ni banko ga sabati ni banko ga no ba yantande la ko nana da fo la wala be continue la ka accountability ni ka ni banko ga jam ka tilimo ni ka ni banko ga jam ka yantande la ni kaydo ni na senta ni ka fo sabola
Thank you very much, Brother Keksane. That was fantastic. You will be getting contracts for news in Bandinka after this, trust me. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Conrad. Now, I don't know what we're going to do. As I know I am not as articulate in Wolof as he is in Wolof, but I will try my best after he, had that fantastic deliberation, breaking it down to the local audience, as it is very important that the local masses, the ordinary Gambian, is communicating and understands our mission, as they are part of those that support what we do and are affected directly by this. Can we have a little bit more silence so that we can continue the press conference, please? So I will continue and break it down in Wolof and summarize and go straight to the key points. Wow, the new Mboka, the new media bi, the new Askani Gambia, ak aduna bi ak lu ko wër lu may def mooy dinaa jéem a faram-fàccee li nga xamante ne mooy lu doon wax si anglais te suma mbokk bi Keksane jógee koo wax si wala léegi nii te ñetti banqaas la te bu njëkk bi mooy li nga xamante ne mooy di price floor petition. Price floor mooy maanaam daal comme ñu ne ndox bii nii foog mu commencé nu mu bon $10 pour benn litre bu nekk maanaam foofu la ko gars yi wàññee pour marchandise boo xamante ne dafa am fu mu war a commencé si price te loolu la waa Pura def si li nga xamante ne mooy internet yi Gambia pour kenn ne ñoom dañ yokk internet bi def price floor bu nga xamante ne mooy $50 pour benn gigabyte bu nekk suñ mbokk yi nga xamante ne ñoom si internet dañoo dundee xam ne lii dafa nekk loo xamante ne métti na trop ngir si gannaaw taay yu léegi soo leen GSM operators yi di def li nga xamante ne mooy wanteer boo xamante ne amoon na solo trop pour askani Gambia ñu bëri suma maas yi doon xewaloo journalist yi students yi normal liggéeykat bi ba si police officer bi nga xamante ne ñoo si doon xewaloo dangaa gis ne price floor bi nii nag nekkul lu arrangé Gambia ak Gambien si loolu moo taxit nag ñu organise press conference bi nii pour ñu waxtaanee lii ñëpp xam ne si bés yi 22 August si at bii nii Gambien si dañ dajaloo woon si mbooloo bu pour dem joxe li nga xamante ne moom mooy petition bi si jàmm ak salaam fële si bunti Pura waaye ñun sax amul woon chance pour def loolu ngir balaa ñuy mën a joxe petition bi si la ki nga xamante ne mooy commandant Sarr ak muy commandant PIU bi mu ànd ak ñi nga xamante ne mooy police yi ak ñi nga xamante ne ñooy takk der yi pour ñu tasaaroo si doole boo xamante ne teewtoon ko gannaaw loolu bu mu xewee ñu am ñi nga xamante ne dañ leen téye lu toll si ñeenti nit ñi nga xamante ne ay góor ak jigéen mag ak ndaw ñëpp bokkoon si ñu téye te ñeena si ñooñu demoon ne ñu téye leen si ay police station ak ñeena yi tamit ñu yóbbu leen fi nga xamante ne mooy mile 2 léegi ñoom ñu bëri tamit ñu bàyyi xel ne am nañ li nga xamante ne mooy petition muy kayit bi nga xamante ne dañ fa bindee ñun lan leen soxla ak lan leen yaakaar si Pura pour ñu def petition boobu noonu nag comme que keroog mënuñ koo war a joxe parce que Sarr ak gaayam yi ñoom dañu tasaare arrest ñu dóor ñu sonal ñu comme ñun nag petition bi mu ngi si jaww ji mu ngi si internet bi te mënuñoo wax ne fu mu toll nii petition bi dem na ba 200,000 nit yoo xamante ne ñu ngi koy sign kon di wax li nga xamante ne ñu ngi seetaan di déglu bépp Gambien dem leen online ngeen jàppale si li nga xamante ne lii mooy petition bi ñu xam ne yàgg na si ay at yu bëri Gambia bokk na si réew bu nga xamante ne mu ngi dunda internet bu seer soo xoolee si àdduna bi ak si réew yi internet bi nga xamante ne mooy Gambien internet bi bokk na si internet yu gën a seer te loolu nekkul loo xamante ne arrangé wuñu waaye da ngaa gis ne Pura ñoom si seen boppa bu wàññee li nga xamante ne mooy def price floor bi am na lu gars yi wax loo xamante ne ñun ba tey ñu ngi xaar pour gars yi woon ñu évidence bi Pura ñoom si seen boppa ñu ne comme si biir Afrique li nga xamante ne moom la gars yi xayma pour benn gigabyte bu nekk muy 1 gig mu ngi tolloo si $1 muy juróom-ñaari $50 ak benn te ñun bu gëstoo loolu noonu ba tey ñu ngi xaar Pura pour ñu wan ko parce que ñun duñ ay dof ñun ñu ngi tukki ñun ñu ngi dem different dëkk si biir Afrique démb rek laa jógee Sénégal te foofu noonu ñu fa mun a am 24 gig bu ànd ak minutes of call about 300 minutes of call bu nga oo bépp network boobu nga oo lépp si li nga xamante ne mooy $5 less than $400 yi muy $200 pour 24 gig kon Pura su ñu buggee wan ne àdduna bi ak Afrique si boppam ñun mu ngi nekk juróom ñaari fukk ak benn pour benn gigabyte loolu ñun ñu ngi xaar pour gars yi wan ñu lu leer lu mun a firndeel loolu noonu ne loolu dëgg la waaw si kaw loolu noonu dina am loo xamante ne du arrangé wala du nekk njëriñi askan bi si li nga xamante ne mooy price floor bu Pura def te loolu bokk na si xam ne ñu ngi si jamono boo xamante ne ku nekk yaa ngi téye sa téléphone ku nekk yaa ngi téye sa laptop ku nekk comme xibaar yi ak àdduna bi nu moo demee yëpp si jaww ji lañ koy seetaanee te loolu noonu bàyyi leen xel ne Gambien bi lu mooy am si am bëriwut soo xoolee teachers yi nga xool journalist yi nga xool ñeneen ak ñeneen amul fii kenn koo xamante ne di nga am lu ëpp $50 per month loo xamante ne mooy si tolloo ak ñetti junne pour lu nga xamante ne moom ngay fee ko weer bu dee kon internet bi su seeree Pura def price floor bi nii dina lor teacher bi dina lor layman bi dina lor maire bu jaay gerte sax dina lor student bi dina lor PIU officer bi si boppam parce que soo xoolee lu gars yi war a frais si li nga xamante ne mooy internet bi soo ko wàññee si seen salary sooy caaxaan luy des loolu lu tuuti la mooy ñëw mooy des yeneen ak yeneen ñu soxla yi yoogu cash power ak yooyu noonu nga xool tamit si suñu wàllu jàng soo xoolee tey xale yu bëri tey dem yaakaar li nga xamante ne mooy internet bi pour ñu mun a def seen research ñu mun a def seen study ñu mun a contact ak even seen lecturers yi and so many other things yoo xamante ne dina am njëriñ pour ñoom seen jàng bi dem kanam kon loolu bokk na si lu nga xamante ne amul njëriñ si askan bi mooy delloo suñ jàng bi gannaaw gis nañ ne tamit ndaw yi amul liggéey ba pare tamit comme pour génne lu bees si dëkk bi nekk na loo xamante ne dafa jafe nga gis ne ndaw yu bëri ñu ngi liggéeyal seen bopp comme freelance journalist yi ak ñeneen yi ñu ngi si industrie boo xamante ne creative industry bi ñun artistes yi ak fans yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi déglu artistes yi ñii ñëpp nekk na ñoo xamante ne yokk bu ñu yokk internet bi te génnee fi wanteer bi teg fi price floor bi arrangé wut leen te loolu bokk na si luy taxawal économie parce que banqaas yi su doxatee si réew loolu su boobaa dina delloo réew bi gannaaw ba pare nga gis li nga xamante ne mooy si wàllu doxalin réew mi si boppam comme gis nga ne doomi réew ñi war nañoo mun a am fu ñoo mun a amee accès pour mun a seetaan news pour mun a xam lan la government bi di wax ak si lan la government bi di nekk ak ñoom tamit ñu mun a bokk si li nga xamante ne mooy loo xamante ne moo ñu ñor bés bu nekk si biir réew yi Gambie te internet bu gaa yi yokk bii nii ak price floor bi loolu dafa nit bi dafa métti si ñun lool te bokk na si li nga xamante ne njëriñul askan bi nga bàyyi xel ñi nga xamante ne ñooy Pura ñoom dañ war a aar askan bi seen interest loolu mooy njëriñu Pura et ñoom seen bopp dañ waroon a am lu mu tudda price ceiling waaye waratoon a nekk price floor dafa waroon a opposite nga xamante ne companies yi dinañ mën a def wanteer competition bi daw xam nga su ma ubbee suma GSM operator ma jaayee leen 100 gig for $100 yi xam nga te loolu la price ceiling di mun a def askan bi mun a njëriñoo waaye da ngaa gis ne ñi nga xamante ne ñooy Pura ñoom defuñ loolu waaye lu ñu jël mooy comme nu ko GCPC mooy Gambia Consumer Consortium Protection Corporation I believe commission ñoom mooy mbootaay boo xamante ne ñoo nekk di war a aar ñun jëndkat yi suñu interest war a make sure ne comme lépp loo xamante ne mooy interest yi liggéeykat bi ak koo xamante ne mu ngi njëriñoo si service providers yi di joxe mu tollu ak ànd ak loi ba pare tamit mu nekk lu njëriñ askan bi waaye ñoom tamit lu ñu wax mooy ne protection dafa war a nekk loo xamante ne dafa am si ñëpp kii warut a ëppale kii kële warut a ëppale kële ñu ñëpp si war a am ñu njëriñoo si loolu noonu te lii mooy lu nga xamante ne ñetti mbootaay yi nii di toog si leen jaar su ma demee si banqaas bu njëkk bu ñaareel bi mooy committee bi ñun ñëpp gis nañ ne government bi bu ñu téyee si 26 of August génnee leen press statement buy war from bu jógee ko si office of the president njiiti réew mi mooy ne moom sampal na lu nga xamante ne mooy mbootaay boo xamante ne mooy saytu si competition ak consumer welfare si biir telecommunications bi muy loo xamante ne wax dëgg ne yàlla ñun ñu ngi koy rafetlu parce que soxla neen ñu nga xamante ne ñooy seetlu lii nii pour mu bañ a am waaye tamit terewut loolu noonu gannaaw bu ñu téyee ñeenti fukki ndaw ak ñeent ñu nga xamante ne ñoo doon génn di ñaxtu pour li nga xamante ne moom la Pura def yokka price bi bu jógee ko si wanteer bi dem ba $50 pour benn gig léegi décision boobu noonu bu ko gars yi defee dafa ñëw in effect si bés bu nga xamante ne moom lañ génne si mbedd bi mooy July 22 bi and so loolu da ngaa gis ne government bi ñu ne ñoom seen high committee level committee bi dafa ñëw pour régler li nga xamante ne mooy communication center secteur bi bépp compagnie boo xamante ne yaa ngi si telecommunications bi ñoom dañ ñëw pour jéem a xoolaat seen ay doxalin dooree ko si Pura waaye ñun nga xamante ne mooy mbootaay bi ñun gis nañ ne li nga xamante ne mooy mbootaay bu government bi sampa ñun den bugg a xam lii kañ la moo commencé ak kañ la comité bi di em ak fan la comité bi di dooree ak ñan see bokk parce que depuis bu gaa yi joxee lii information bi am na lu ëpp 1 week waaye ba tey mun nañoo am lu leer si loolu noonu ñun bëggoon nañoo xam loolu ñu am lu leer si time ak diir bu nga xamante ne moom la government di set up comité bii nii seen njëriñ ak naka la gaa yi di ñu njëriñëwee ba pare du em foofu bàyyi neen xel ne commission yi bëri na fi TRRC yeneen commissions yi Janneh commission yaa ngi am right now this commission on the local government so Gambia depuis bu commencé commissions yi ak comité yi yàgg na fi waaye benn problème leen am comité bu nekk wala commission bu nekk comme TRRC daf lay joxe recommendation boo xamante ne government bi si yoon war nañoo mun a xool recommendation si comité yooyu wala commission yi jox ñu jéem see dox waaye loolu amut Janneh commission TRRC seen recommendation yaa ngi fang-fangaaral te bokk na si Janneh commission lu gars yi seet ne lii war naa mun a am mooy képp koo xamante ne da nga defoon njuuj njaaj si jamono Yaya Jammeh si wàllu xaalis tey waraloo jël position te tey ñu ngi gis ñoo xamante ne tey defoon nañ njuuj njaaj si lu commission bi wax te tey ñu ngi am ay position ñu ngi leen a fal ñu ngi doxal dëkk bi nu mu la neexee te loolu noonu bokk na si ñun du tax ñu lay am yaakaar si comité yi parce que comité yi dañ war a independent kenn warut a am benn doxalin seen gannaaw suñu ñoom te su gaa yi joxee li nga xamante ne mooy recommendation bi government bi daf si war a dox mu def jéego pour gis ne recommendations yii nii dina am kon ñun tamit loolu la ñu wax seetlu di bàyyi xel si ndax comité bii nii ndax dinañ def seen liggéey benn kañ la ko gaa yi di def ba pare su gaa yi joxee recommendations yoo xamante ne arrangé na askan wi ndax government bi duñ jël lu yàgga wala waxtu bu yàgga pour mun a gis ne recommendations yooyu noonu am na ñun tamit dañ soxla lu nga xamante ne mooy government boo xamante ne du yéexalantu si soxla nit ñi su nit ñi jaaxlee rek soxla nañ government boo xamante ne dafa uyu si saa si parce que loolu moo tax ñun ñu fal leen ñun amul millions yéen a war a defar lopitaan yi yéen a war a def make sure ne économie bi neex na pour seen ndaw yi bañ a dem baak wi kon government bi dafa war a gaaw si tontu yu nga xamante ne moom la askan bi di laajte te loolu bokk na si lu yóbbu réew mi kanam te ñu bàyyi xel ne Pura ñoom ñu ne dañoo jéem a indi lu nga xamante ne mooy luy indi lépp mu em si ñëpp si bépp doomi aadama Gambien bu fi ne te loolu lu gars yi wax ne dañ koy wàññi mu nekk $1 per gig boobu noonu biir Afrique mu tolloo ak loolu noonu loolu dëgg méngoowul ak réalité bu nekk si biir Gambia bii nii loolu suñ si déggee ñu tamit ñu continuer si li nga xamante ne mooy yeneen demande yi soo ko xoolee demande bu njëkk bi mooy pour Pura ñoom ñu génne lii nga xamante ne moom mooy price floor bi si tànga bi mooy immediate effect mooy jóoni léegi parce que loolu dañ ko soxla ñu delluwaat si suñu wanteer yi internet bi neex ñun tamit ñu mun a save suñu xaalis mun a invest in other stuff you know so boobu mooy bu njëkk bi mooy gars yi dindi lii nga xamante ne mooy price floor bi beneen bi tamit mooy gars yi tamit ñu sooraale pour ñu indi lii nga xamante ne mooy price ceiling comme comité bi ak yooyu noonu ñu protect ñu nga xamante ne mooy askan yi Gambien bi so gannaaw bu ma jógee si li nga xamante ne mooy di price floor dinañ dem si li nga xamante ne mooy dropping of charges pour ñëpp ne gannaaw bu ñu defee woon suñ petition signing bi war koo jox Pura saar ñëw tasaare ñu bàyyi neen xel ne ñeenti fukki ndaw ak ñeent ñu ngi doon téewoon démba rek am na beneen groupe boo xamante ne ñu ngi dem police di report every week ñu ngi dem police di report te ñun lu soxla mooy government bi si boppam mu génnee lépp tuumal lu mu teg ndaw ñii te lu ñu gaa yi tuumal mooy unlawful assembly mooy maanaam dajoo boo xamante ne àndu ak tegu si loi si ñoom ñu wax te ñun dañ gëm ne balaa ñu mun a am dialogue ak government bi parce que ñun ay ndaw yu am respect leen am nañ ay kilifa si kër yu baax lañ jógee te dinañ nangu waxtaan ak ay kilifa waaye balaa waxtaan bi di mun a am foog gaa yi génnee tuumal yu nga xamante ne moom la gaa yi tuumal ñun ak ñeenti fukki ndaw yi ak ñeent parce que balaa ñu mun a waxtaan ba di juboo man dama mun a xool si baat nga ne ma kay waxtaan bi bala may commencé na gaa yi dindi tuumal yi yëpp su boobaa ñu ñëw sol seen suut ak taay sanse ba nice ñu toog invite media bi ñu am dialogue ngir réew loolu la war a demee waaye doo mun a téye ay ndaw yaa ngi leen caaj ñi mos neen mayal tout ay jigéen ñu ngay dem police di dem di report ba pare nga leen dialogue loolu suñu nekkul loo xamante ne loolu dafa fair ba pare bu leen fàtte ne si ñeenti fukk ak ñeenti yi ñu gaa yi arrest 19 lañ njëkkoon a jàpp si bés bu njëkk loolu mooy ñu dem mayal tout si beneen fan bi tamit jàppoon nañ ñeneen ñu amaat yeneen 23 yoo xamante ne jàppoon nañ leen si te di leen war ne lii lu doy waar ma wax ko léegi pour ñëpp dégg ko bu jàppee yeneen 19 yi si gannaaw élection ay jigéen bokkoon nañ si te am na si jigéen boo xamante ne bu ko gaa yi yóbbee Kairaba police dañ ko boolee si benn sel ak góor mu fanaan fa ba boo set so ñu dañ soxla ngeen drop charges yi balaa ñooy mun a waxtaan parce que violations yi already am na te ñu suñ bëggee réew mi kanam il faut ñu jéem a bàyyi xel lii nii te ñu bàyyi xel ne leneen lu important loolu foog ñu bàyyi koy xel luwaa bi lu mu wax mooy su fekkee ne da nga téye nit si tuumal da nga ko war a téye ñetti fan mooy 72 hours gannaaw ñetti fan boobu noonu bu mu jotee da nga ko war a bàyyi wala nga yóbbu ko koot ñun nag dañu téye si lu ëpp 72 hours mooy juróom-ñaari waxtu ak ñaar minutes ak ñaar 72 hours ak ñaar juróom-ñaari waxtu ak ñaar 72 hours boobu daf ko weesu dem na ba almost 80 to 90 hours after detention te loolu loi bi nga xamante ne mooy section 19 si téere Gambia bi Gambian constitution bi dafa leeral ne ku nekk loolu la loi bi war a doxalee sakatuma su dee tuumal la boo xamante ne tuumal boo xamante ne nit ki mun na see am beel te loolu ñun ñu bàyyi ko xel bu baax a baax a baax da ngaa gis ne ñun tuumal yëpp dañ ko jël wéer ko si li nga xamante ne mooy Public Order Act Public Order Act nag loolu nekk na loo xamante ne sonal na Gambie yi depuis suñu jamono tubaab yi parce que tubaab bi Public Order Act yi la gars yi doon use pour ñu nga xamante ne ñoo nekkoon politiciens yi nit ko ñuul yi pour gars yi bu mun a génn di mobilize di organise seen political rally depuis si colonialism Jawara bàyyi ko fi Yaya Jammeh bàyyi ko fi and then this Barrow administration is still keeping it despite promising that there will be a repeal of the Public Order Act. The National Human Rights Commission has recommended for the Public Order Act to be repealed. It has been a recommendation from the TRRC for the Public Order Act to be repealed. So ñu ngi laajte di ñaan government bi tamit ñu bàyyi xel loolu ñu bàyyi di jël loi yoo xamante ne ñoom ci seen bopp ñoo wax ne loi yi du fi amaat ñu ko xam nga di ko usaat ci kaw seen doom yu réew ñoo xamante ne ñoo leen fi tàcc ñun dañ gëm ne loolu yëpp àndul ak loi nga war a téye ñaari fukki ndaw ak ñetta nga yóbbu leen mayeltu ñetti fan ñoo xamante ne kenn musul leen naa daan si def lu bon si réew mi nekk ñoo xamante ne sax am na ñoo xamante ne musu ñoo xam lan la police mel ñun nag coalition bi ñu ngi wax ne ñeenti fukki ndaw yi ak ñeent yi ñun ñëpp ñu nekk ñu tuumal si ndajoo bu amul àndul ak loi ñun ñu ngi wax ne ñun lii àndul si ba pare tamit nekk na loo xamante ne mu ngi violé suñ àq ak suñ yelleef bu nga xamante ne constitution of the Gambia daf ñu ko garanti waaw ñun tamit dañ ko gisee ne nga xamante ne duñ mën a nangu ne yenn doomi réew yi suñ génnee si mbedd bi di laaj government bi fan lañ dugal suñ koom bi di laaj government bi naka la gaay di doxalee wala ñuy dem si public institutions di laajte suñ right comme ni ko loi bi waxee ñun ñoo téye di ñu sonal di ñu bundaxal ñun tamit ñu bàyyi xel ne gannaaw bi ñu téye si li nga xamante ne mooy dajaloo bu ànd ak loi bàyyi neen fi xel ne am na yeneen groupe ak yeneen mbootaay yoo xamante ne génn neen si mbedd bi ñu dajaloo ñiy march ba police headquarters lu ëppal téeméeri nit waaye bàyyi neen xel ne dara xewul si ñoom muy ñaari groupe yi yëpp te ñun na leer ñun den ànd pour képp koo xamante ne da ngay génn si mbedd bi si jàmm ak salaam ne loolu da nga koo war a def waaye fi ñooy waxee mooy ñun réew mi warut a nekk réew mi kumba bu am ndey ak kumba bu amul ndey su dee da nga wax ne Galla ak gëm sa bopp ak Edward Francis Smalls ne ñoom dañ gën a taxaw di Pura nga téye ñu arrest ñu yóbbu ñu Mile 2 kon ay téeméeri nit su ñëwee block trafic bi dem ba sa headquarter te dara xewoo tamit dañoo gis ne loolu ñu ngee taana fa kan la ñoo jël seen doole di ko teg seen kaw ba pare di seet di pick and choose te loolu dañ war a am equality pour bépp a Gambien right bu nga am pour ma génn si mbedd bi laa war a am waaye réew mi warut a nekk réew kumba bu am ndey ak kumba bu amul ndey léegi ñun lu ñoo laajte government bi si boppam bu njëkk bi mooy comme ni ma ko waxee woon si commencement bi mooy ñu nga xamante ne dañ leen tuumal li nga xamante ne mooy ndaje bu àndul ak loi pour ñu sànni loolu fële ñu génne ko ba mu jeex takk loolu leen soxla si government bi parce que lu ñu gaa yi tuumal benn lu ñu tuddee misdemeanor la misdemeanor mooy offense boo xamante ne offense bu tuuti la mu ngi mel ni nit sàcca poti meew utee naa ku rey nit da ko mun a aatee le same aatee parce que kële lu ndaw la def dëgg la sàcca baaxut waaye poti meew la sàcca kon kooku da ko mun a tuumal comme ku sàcca alali jàmbur jamat ko loolu mooy misdemeanor mooy maanaam daal daan bu tuuti la am mun nga see am biil kon daan bu tuuti bii nii bu nga xamante ne benn ñun nanguwul ko ñun ñeenti fukk yi ak ñeenti yëpp nanguwul loolu beneen bu si toppa mooy pour gars yi ñu respect li nga xamante ne mooy doomi réew mi Gambia bu nekk sa right pour nga mun a génn si mbedd bi nga peacefully assemble loolu dañ ko war a respect ngir lii constitution bi of the Gambia daf ko dooleel ba pare amul ci constitution of the Gambia bokk na si ay yeneen international treaties yu nga xamante ne sign na ko when it comes to li nga xamante ne mooy freedom of expression and respecting people for freedom of association and assembly and yooyu yu bëri yooyu noonu si luwaa yu international yooyu biir Gambia fii la ko gars yi defaraatee ba pare ñun ñu ngee laajte tamit pour ñu am review ñu seetluwaat Pura seen doxalin dañ ko war a seetaat Pura seen doxalin independent review suñu waxee independent dafa nekk mbootaay boo xamante ne it's not politically motivated benn businessman amul si loxom dafa nekk committee bu independent mu nekk ñoo xamante ne doomi réew yu credible leen si dëkk bi mu nekk committee boo xamante ne dafa nekk ñoo xamante ne ñenn kenn amul si gis seen mbir waaw waaye organise committee boo xamante ne seen gars yi yaa fa nekk ngeen a seetaat seen gars yi loolu du mën a nekk lu transféré ci ñun askan bi loolu te duñ ko nangu la lu si toog tamit mooy comme ni ma ko waxee pour ñëpp am si réew mi bu nekk réew mi kumba bu am ndey kumba bu amut baay ba si ñi nga xamante ne mooy njiiti réew yi ba si njiiti réew yi si boppam ak ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi liggéey si nguur bi fii kuy liggéey teacher ak kuy nekk ministre ak ku nekk président ñooy am si kanami loi bi kon loi bi suñ koy njëriñoo wala di ko jëfandikoo dafa war a nekk loo xamante ne dafa nekk si askan bi yëpp léegi ñun tamit ñu ngi wax ne ñeneenti fukki ndaw yi ak ñeenti yu gaa yi téye si lu nga xamante ne mooy ñaxtu bu loon def si Pura waaw loolu nekkul lu nga xamante ne rafetlu nañ ko ba pare like nekkul benn yoon lii mu ngi xam façon yi jëf yi nii mu ngi ñaawal li nga xamante ne mooy deri Gambia nekk réewam démocratie ngir bu fàttee 2017-16 loolu moo taxoon ñu xeex kon yenn jëf yi gaa yi di def dina ñaawal tilimal deri Gambia si àdduna bi ak lu ko wóor ngir fu mu ne nii jaajëf media Gambia yéen a ngi tax ba international yi ñëpp a ngi xam lu xew te kenn rafetlu lu mel nii kon ma am foofu noonu ñu wane ne ñun citizens si tamit ñu leen a ñaan pour ñu bàyyi xel bu baax a baax dina ñu tey ñu def nanka ñu bàyyi xel ne government bii nii mu ngi continue di noot baati askan bi waaw ba pare di nga gis ne suñ place yu bëri yu nga xamante ne foofu la war a dajoo pour wane suñ naxar loolu yu bëri ñu ngee wàññeeku da ngaa gis ne démocratie pour mu dem kanam tamit nekk na loo xamante ne du ko gaaw a am te ñun da nekk réew boo xamante ne bugg nañoo bokk si réew ñun gën a respect si démocratie si àdduna bi ak lu ko wóor waaye léegi ñun nag pour lii mu bañ a am mooy ne ñun ñu ngi fàttali ne képp kuy doomi Gambien ak government bi ne lii dafa nekk loo xamante ne farata la si constitution of the Gambia ak international human rights ñu gis ne lii nga xamante ne moom la gars yi def di arrest ndaw yi ak maire yi ak jigéen yi di ñu teegaas si lu ko jarul ñun àndoon si mooy ñun coalition bi kala Edward Francis Teaching Smalls for rights and justice Center for rights and justice ak team gum sa bopp ak képp koo xamante ne doomu réew mi nga ñun àndoon si loolu te yii moo nekk loo xamante ne mooy suñ demande si government bi ma tëjee ko foofu noonu gannaaw bu ma faram-fàccee ngeen jégal ma si suma wolof yi boni foog naa ne try na léegi ñu continuer li nga xamante ne mooy the question and answer section. First of all, thank you to the Gambian media. What you guys came on time. You were seated in time, very disciplined. And even before this, you played a very crucial role in making sure that this situation and this case, was visible to the world. So thank you, Gambian media. So we're going to prioritize the media first, as we do have the list. We have the list of people that are here. So keep your questions precise, straightforward, so that the other colleagues can also have a chance to answer the questions. And the floor is officially open. Can somebody have a mic to rotate? Yes. So also state your name and your media, please. Okay. All right. You're in charge. Okay, so ladies first, because I do remember. Okay, but I would have said ladies first because the first person to enter this building was a lady. So, but either way, what's your name, brother, and your question? Okay. Mamudu Jao, Point Newspaper. Yes. Welcome, brother.
The question that I have is, you have demanded unconditional dismissal of the charges. If the judicial refuse, will the other organize legal defense for escalate to civil action? That is question number one.
Sorry, can you repeat it again? Please stop clear so that the people.
Okay, you have demanded unconditional dismissal of charges.
Yes.
If the judicial refuse, will the other organize legal defense or escalate to civil action? That's question number one. Okay, so for
your question, can we be referred to as the coalition? Please, can we please be referred to as the coalition? Yes, thank you. No, just my copy. Okay, just continue after I'll break down. Yeah.
Okay, with regard to. Okay, you have also called for suspension of the Pura price flow.
Yes.
If the comments of God, that is comment that is going to currently, issued a comment to Pura price flow. If the committees of this, we can accept it.
Okay, so thank you for those two questions. So I think we should just respond before we go, before it becomes too much and we forget. So I believe I will pass off the committee question to you since you did the statement on the committee. And the other question about the charges, that one I think, you can, I will let Keksani, who has been in that, to answer that one. So Brother Yusuf, where's the other mics? Okay, and also please refer to us as the coalition. It's not about Team Gumsobopo or Edward Francis or Gala. It's a collective thing. So please do not individualize it because we want it to be reflective of everybody. So the coalition will be a better way to say it until we find an official name. Thank you. So Kex, that question on the demands if they are not met.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a wonderful question. First, we are not actually talking to the judiciary. We are asking for the executive because they want a dialogue between them and us. And we said we don't have any dialogue unless when our people are criminally charged, there will be no entertainment. So we are telling the executive, not the judiciary, to drop the charges. But we are saying the executive, these are two different institutions. So that's the first one. And for us, we believe that there are so many fundamental rights that have been violated during the whole process, and we are not taking those things lightly because the government's responsibility is to promote the general welfare of its citizens, and where that is lacking, there are institutions that we need to seek at the readdress, and we have engaged the Human Rights Commission to look at some of the fundamental rights that we have violated during the process. So we might end up taking a legal action if that's is what the majority of us discuss. But for now, since they are calling for dialogue, our first demand is for them to withdraw all the charges. Then we can sit on the table if that's necessary. But as far as the criminal charges against us, we are not friends, where we can sit on the table and discuss.
If that can happen, what next step? That's the question.
Yeah, if they didn't do it, that means there was no dialogue, because they are the ones who demanded. We will continue with the legal battle and see where it takes us, because we believe that it is our fundamental right to go out in the street and demand for without even seeking for this thing. We are just submitting a petition on which Section 25 of the Constitution gives a fundamental guarantee, and there is no other law that supersedes the Constitution. So for us, we believe that we are on the right track, and we can go on. But we will legal challenge and see where it will.
Yeah, so Yusuf will answer the second question. Why, to add on to his statement, we have to make it very clear. And in the event, last option, if the government doesn't meet our demands, we will apply for a permit. Since that's always the case, we have to apply and call for a nationwide peaceful protest. Let it be clear. We know that the streets is our streets and the streets is our power. So we will never neglect, that is our office. So we will never put aside the option of taking it to the streets. So next step, if they don't follow or answer any of our demands, we will apply for a permit, and the media will be notified when we apply for a permit, so that after we will call on the national protest from all Gambians, from Geta South Celebi all the way to the police officer who is being suffered in the situation, because they are also on our side, because they also suffer. So that's one thing I have to make clear. Where we need to come supply. Thank you.
His question. I think should I swap over?
Yes, sure.
So just remind me your question. It's about the price floor. The committee.
The committee
Yes.
maintain the price.
If they maintain it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What's set by the government?
Okay. Thank you.
Are you going to respect the outcome of the committee itself?
Well, we have in our statement. It's very clear. We feel that for now the price floor should be suspended immediately, because the way that the government has done this is not the right way. They should consult Gambians before doing any such move. They've also in their statement highlighted that there are other documents which they should issue, the regional benchmark. You've just heard Killer talking about how he just came from Senegal and the price is there. We believe that if the committee does their proper work, right, they will come to the logical conclusion, which is that Gambians are suffering. There is no justification that they have advanced to increase this price floor. It's the other way around. You suspend the price floor. You do your studies, you justify your increase, you explain to Gambians, engage the Gambians, and then you can have your price floor. Us, what we believe, if they do their work properly, the only logical conclusion is the removal of this price floor. And not only that, our document, we are saying that they should consider a price ceiling. This is what we are saying. So, for us, really, we cannot see a logical conclusion. GCCPC is in that committee, this government committee, right? GCCPC, who issued a statement, they are in that committee. What logical conclusion will it be for them to justify the price floor? No, that doesn't make sense to us. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Your name. Next question. Your name and media and your question, please.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Mungu Jani.
Mungu Jani.
Yes, a freelance journalist.
Okay.
So my first question is with regards to the 44 incarcerated young people that are currently battling with the law. If you guys could vividly remember during the government press conference, it was one of the questions I asked the Minister of Justice. And he said the government is open to having dialogue with the members of the coalition. Are you guys ready to make the first move to engage the government to first drop all the charges before moving into having dialogue on other issues? That's the first question. The second question is with regards to Pura, which bring about all this brouhaha. Isn't it the lack of representation from the coalition to be part of the committee set up by the government not going to hinder the productiveness and the effectiveness of that very committee to look at the issues that are currently affecting the Gambian people? So these are the first questions.
Yes. So I'll hand that over to my comrade Yusuf.
Okay, and then you'll answer the second question.
Yes.
Okay.
So there you go.
If you want to answer any question, so it's about the first question.
Negotiation.
Yes, come this side for the camera. So we are united front, so our members will be answering the questions about the charges. And they're asking if we are ready to make the first
government
one.
has called whether we are ready to make the first one.
Yes, so I think we've made this clear that the beginning of any negotiation with the government is to drop the charges against the 44 people.
Thank you.
We've been talking to the executive and we made it very clear to them that you cannot incarcerate me and you want to negotiate with me. First, they have the law and they have what it takes. Drop the charges and we will sit on the table with them. Until the charges are removed or dropped, I cannot see somebody. I'm right now under police custody myself. Why would I sit with the police or the state that incarcerate me to have any negotiations? So the question is very simple. Charges dropped, the coalition will consider having negotiation with government, because at the end of the day, negotiation itself is part of advocacy. So we are not going to dismiss negotiation, but we are not negotiating with anybody that put us behind bars, have charges on us, and have the charges stay. If that answers your question.
Very clear. Thank you so much, brother.
No, he has two questions. So.
Yes, it's okay.
So we managed to go again?
I remember it's about the committee, us not being part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't it? That's your question, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saibo, for that. Yes, us not being part of the committee, well, we haven't talked about that specifically amongst us. But one thing we do know for sure, we feel that these committees, our general, and this is in our statement, they create a lot of these committees. Many of these committees, you go on there and then you have allowances. And then at the end of the day, those committees, you can see the commissions and committees. Over millions has been spent in the CRC, for example. What have we got? Until now, no constitution. So we are wary, guys, we are wary of being any part of any committee where, there's a possibility that you are enjoying your allowances. No, we are not interested in that. Let the government do their work. The government, what we are saying, they have an independent commission, Gambia Consumer Competition Protection Commission. The name is very simple and it's very clear. You see this committee, they are just trying to do something which a commission is already established to do. Your commission, which is there to safeguard consumers, is telling you, Pura, many Gambians are shocked by it because of, to be honest, GCCPC did the brave thing. They could have been coward and sat down behind and just engaging and not decided to issue a statement. They could have been doing that, but they issued a statement and they also bring GCCPC. We don't need to be in there. GCCPC alone, we believe they are representing us. And let the government stop wasting money. We don't want to be part of no allowance scheme or all those things, or these committees that don't do anything. We're not interested in that. Let them do what they are supposed to do. Suspend the price floor, do your studies, convince the Gambians, bring us along before you bring in any price increase. I think this is just how any normal government should operate. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Brother Yusuf Taylor. Whose hand is there?
Yes, I just need to.
Okay, so I saw his hand first. So and then you, and then you. All right. There you go. Okay, since you are not ready, you can let somebody else. Yeah. So it's had his hand up for a long time. Yes, the one with the green t-shirt. Yes.
Let the other man.
Okay. Just go ahead. Time is going.
Yes. Your name and your media and your question, please.
My name is Alasan from the Alasan TV.
From what TV?
Toro Alasan TV.
Okay, Toro Alasan.
Yeah. I have 3 questions, if possible. One, some critics say petitions often get ignored in the Gambia. Why do you believe this petition will force actions where others have failed?
Okay.
Second question, do you If Pura continues to avoid action, are you prepared to escalate the matter to the National Assembly or ECOWAS or the courts? Number 3, how can ordinary Gambians, including those in rural areas, support your movement and hold both Pura and government accountable?
Okay, thank you. So, regarding the petition being ignored, I do believe, honestly speaking, we are past those days where our petitions are being ignored. As you can see, a couple of weeks ago, or less than 2 weeks ago, the government called on one of the petition groups, which is Gala, to respond to the petition, which is a step in the right direction. So I do believe we are no longer in the days where our petitions, which meets the aspirations and the demands of the general Gambian population, should be ignored. If it is ignored, then it is a clear violation of our right to petition as enshrined in the Constitution. Thank you. Second question, I think I can pass that to one of the colleagues. Are we ready to escalate if Pura doesn't act on the price floor, etc., etc.? So I'll pass this to somebody else to answer.
Yeah, thank you. We have institutions that are meant for design, for oversight functions like the National Assembly. So citizens have the right to petition any institution, before the National Assembly, we call the Public Petition Committee, the National Assembly. So when we look at all this, we even have the power to actually even file the case against public institutions when we feel like so. This is a starting point. Now we are just looking at petitioning and give them time frame where they will actually respond. But in an event where that happens, we can use the avenue of the National Assembly to petition before the National Assembly Committee to address the need and aspiration of the Gambian people. And if that event fails, we can even come from the board. So there are so many avenues that we can take, and we're looking to those avenues.
Yes, thank you. So the question of how do you intend to expand onto a nationwide mobilization? I will let the spokesperson of Palace able to answer that, brother. There you go.
All right, thank you very much. So, one point to Ama's grassroots mobilization is to speak the grassroots language. If I say the grassroots, it's the people's language. And today, let's say, for example, this press conference is enough for anybody who feels the pain that the data, the price flow will put on Gambians, will understand that there is a need to join this movement. What we will do as a coalition is to make the people understand that their sufferings are not organic, they are man-made, and then it's only their voices collectively that can salvage this country from corruption, impunity, and exploitation. And that is enough for young people, for the old, for the women to understand that it's only Gambians that can effect the change that we keep on fighting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lerna. Thank you. Yes. Yes, you have the mic already. So, your name and your media and your questions.
Okay. My name is Roger Dutue from Petition International.
Okay.
My question is: the coalition is emphasizing that you will not engage in any dialogue with the government unless they drop all the charges. What if the government do not also have any intention of dropping the charges unless they have a dialogue with you? What will be your lesson?
So, like we said earlier, you repeat and repeat. Negotiation is two people and two parties, and like one of the guys said, Ben Alam du Keleng. So the main lamb what a Keleng, so the moment du Keleng, kon Ben Alam du Keleng, I hope that's very clear. I
think that answers the question.
Thank you so much. And that's all. All right, my brother, you go. The mic, please.
All of them have been answered except one, which I have clarification. In your statement, Ms. I've seen about 44 people being charged.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to know, because the charge sheets that we received is only 23. So I want to know whether the other 22 people that were detained at the police stations were actually charged, because there is no public information about those people.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor has a database of that, and he can give you a chronological breakdown of that particular matter. So, Yusuf, you can please answer that.
police station.
So we were charged.
Yeah.
We were all charged.
That's what I said. I said they were charged for the police.
Thank you for that question. Let me come and sit over here so that you can sit. Thank you so much. So if you look at our, thank you so much for that question. If you look at our statement, we try to give it to you, all of it. If you look at our statement, it's very, very useful. I will urge all of us to look at it. On the third paragraph, on the dropping of charges statement, right? It reads, the protest began peacefully but turned chaotic when riot police interrupted and forcefully dispersed the gathering and illegally arrested 19 individuals. So they first arrested 19. Yeah? That's on the 22nd. Okay? Then the following day, August 23rd, 4 more individuals were arrested at Westfield. Yeah? So that is what brought it up to 23. Right? You are with me, right? Yes. And then the Monday, right, was when an additional 21 youths were arrested. And these people, they were protesting because of what? Young people, they were being sent to mile 2 for bailable offenses. So these are the numbers, how that comes to 44.
Yeah, so quickly, so quickly, the 21 arrested on Monday were all charges on 2 counts.
You can sit here.
Unlawful assembly and
it's the same charge.
Nuisance, public nuisance or something. Yes. So both all the 44 were charged through the court and through the police station. So they are all charged. Yes, we are all on the charge.
Just wait 1 second. It's only the 23 that are charged in court that have been brought to court. So hold on, let me just explain to you. He is right in the sense that only those 23, they are the ones, we are the ones that were brought to court. So the 21 that have not been brought to court, they are on police bail. But they have also been charged similarly to us, which is the same section 5. They are on police bail and they are reporting every now and then at police bail. So one set, the 23 court, they have been charged in court by the prosecutors of the police. Yes.
I understand.
So then what's it?
When the police announced the release of these people, it is not written there that these people have been charged.
Yes.
So this is like...
Those people have not been charged in court. They have been charged by police. Yes.
Okay, but the police did not, publish that.
Then it's a question for police then now. Why are they not explaining what is going on? Huh? So that's the president. He will take care. Because you asked the question. A follow-up.
Let everybody ask, and then you can...
No, but just hold on. Is it okay for him to ask a follow-up question?
Do you have any other person that wants to ask?
We have a lot of people that want to ask.
Okay.
So let them ask, and then if there's time left, we give
fine.
So that everybody can have equal share.
That's a mic on. That's a mic on.
Killer, can't talk.
Accusations of selective law enforcement and passive double standard in handling process in the Gambia.
Yeah.
How does the coalition plan to ensure the equal and fair application of the law to all citizens?
Fatu, I think you can take that one, please.
Come closer.
Oh, sorry, come to the mic.
Can you please repeat your question? Just summarize.
So, my name is the agent for Ghana Talent Team.
Okay.
So my question is, considering the accusation of selective law enforcement and passive double standards in handling protests in the Gambia, how does the coalition plan to ensure the equal and fair application of law to all citizens?
I think we have already said that during our deliberation that the law is here for everyone. So in as much as we are having selective justice, then the peace that we are calling for will not exist. And as a coalition, we are here to make sure that everyone has fair and equal treatment when it comes to the law. Okay, maybe.
So, like she said, the law is very clear in regards to the application of the law when it comes to citizens, irrespective of what position you handle. So, in discriminating in application of the law is something that is fundamental and the very principle of equality and justice before the law. So, if it continues, we might even challenge the decision, or we might end up putting the law in our own hands. Because if you can allow Section B to run protest without a permit and Section B go out and they say that they require the permit and arrest them because that's discrimination interpretation of the law. So, and the law is the very constitution is against discrimination of the citizens, respective of our agenda, respective of it. So we'll challenge those decisions by the authority to see that they are discriminating. They might use the courts in order to do that because we don't just only want to be in this state, but sometimes test the powers be, by drafting them to court. And now I think we will see that even the public order, we are planning to take the matter to court and challenge it, its constitutionality and all of that. So we're not only be Christian. So we will make that happen.
Thank you very much. Thanks for that.
Very questions now close.
Yes, thank you. My name is Abdullah Jao.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you. But I just wanted a clarification first from Gida. Yes, I heard you mention something like a nationwide protest, but
yes,
the possibility of trying to acquire a permit.
Yeah.
But first of all, I want to understand, is this justifying that the government is we are wrong by going out without permit? Or what exactly can you emphasize? What do you mean by this nationwide protest where we would need a permit?
Yes.
Please.
So the law is very clear. The Public Order Act, a permit is only required when you are using a loudspeaker or when you're doing a procession. You understand? That is why, to be on the legal side of things, as we are law-abiding citizens, right, we will apply for a permit in relation to that context of the Public Order Act. Requesting, sorry, order guys, this is a very important question. Can you all listen?
It's almost beyond.
Can you all listen, please? So that's the main reason. You only require a permit, right? I'm telling you what's on the book, not how they decide. Only when you're having a procession, meaning people moving from one place to another, and a protest of that magnitude will have a procession, as we've seen in the recent protests. We will also use a mic or a sound system or a speaker or a blowhorn, even if it's a beep. You understand? So that will require a permit according to the 1950 law that's still here. So, but for the other hand of the Pura, that one we didn't have or need a permit because we were not holding a loudspeaker as you guys were there as witnesses, and we were not doing a procession. That's why that one we did not apply, and this one we will apply. Because remember, we are lawful and we are legal citizens. Thank you.
It's very important.
Very important.
If I can please, I think next. I think that's a very, very important question which you asked, and thank you so much. We were actually in mile 2, right? Guys, you neck on mile 2. So let me get to the We were in mile 2. We were watching you. So we were actually really, what you were doing while we were outside. We saw the power of the media. You understand? If you can imagine, people in mile 2, they were all watching you. So now, on that day, it was a protest in the sense that we came to bring a petition, read it out, get it signed, be in one particular place, and submit the petition. So in that sense, it's a protest. And in that sense, we did not need a permit because we are not processing and we were not going to use a loudspeaker. But the plan has always been submit a petition, and then if they don't hit to our demands, then a massive protest would be made. That was always the plan. And we are still sticking to that plan. And we know that with that massive protest, we're going to have a permit. Well, we will request for a permit. We will request, but we know our rights. You see, so I just wanted it to be very clear. And I know you're asking a difficult question, just so that it will be clear for those guys, and that's why we appreciate you.
Well answered question.
Thank you thank you so much to the Gambian media.
3 more questions.
My bosses are saying
how many people want to ask
3 more questions? But before
let's just ask how many people want to ask questions.
How many more people want to ask a question from the media first?
So let's count them. How many people want to ask questions?
You
No, joke on it.
1, 2, 3. So it's 3, right? 4.
Okay.
So what I would say is that it's generally for anyone who's able. Most especially if you have another shortage. Let's say, Pura, what's your overview of the institution as of now? And it feels institution old, and the institution that it keep working. Because we are already aware that
they have keep out all the numbers in this country. After they do not exceed the numbers that they prepare. They give them 7 and 4. QCell, they don't complete 3, they give them 5. Commune, they don't complete 6, they give them 8. And in addition to that, cancer is coming back. There's another GSM operator, they give Lancing.
One voice, please, my people, one voice. Very important question, please. One voice.
There is another GSM operator who is already been Lancing by the every operator. All the numbers are actually. So it means Gambians are now going to move to 8 digits. Is Gambians ready for it? That's one question. The second part of the
8 digits.
8 digits. You understand? The second part of the question would be this. That Gambians in October, they will be privatized and they will come with financial marketing strategies. And that will contradict with the price growth.
Yes.
Will they stop Gambians from bringing that strategy? That's one. The another GSM operator that will also come as a new one, will also come with the same thing. Will they stop one of those institutions?
Okay.
In the statement where we say that we would cannot review and keep Pura conference there.
Yes, you use that. Perfect. Okay. Let's get the mic.
My phone.
If you feel like answering any questions, you can. Okay. If you feel like answering any questions, just let me know. All right. Thank you for your questions. Very important questions. Technical questions, right? Some of them, I believe, we are colleagues in the field. Some of these questions, to be honest, is Pura that have to answer them, right? But I'm going to do my best to answer it from our own view and from our standpoint and from our position papers that we have written, right? The first thing, the 8 digits issue is very technical. Are Gambians ready for 8 digits because of having another GSM company? I think Pura will be only able to answer that one, right? Maybe there's a way that they don't need to do 8 digits, I don't know. But they are the only ones who can explain that one, right? So now, the issue about Gamcell promotion, this for me highlights the contradiction of Pura and the challenge that they are going to have created for themselves. Because Pura is a government institution. Gamcell, even if you sell it or if you loan it or whatever you do, privatize it, it's still a government-owned institution and they want to go into support it. For me, I think what is important in your question is Pura. Are they fit for purpose? Are they standing and doing people's interest? And for me, quite frankly, I don't feel that that's the case. I feel that Pura is failing. You were in a press conference with me when we were talking to Pura. You know what Pura told us? Gambians, please, I'm pleading for you to just hear this out. Pura told us that QCell may not be happy about what Commune is doing with regards to the penetration strategy. Because you talk about Gamcell and having a penetration strategy in October, and they might need it. But guess what? QCell is doing the same penetration strategy in Sierra Leone. And guess who is telling us that? Pura themselves. Pura is telling us that what Commune is doing in Gambia, this is what QCell is doing in Sierra Leone, so that they can increase and have more. So we are journalists. We are even having colleagues in Sierra Leone. And AfriCell is in Sierra Leone. QCell is in Sierra Leone. We will find what are their price floors, the prices of the cost that they are doing to show the double standard that these GSM companies are doing here just to milk us. So really, Pura, they are not here, they are not at their work that they are doing. They are not doing it in Gambians' interest. And we take note that people like Njoguba, who have been banned by the commission, are the ones that they've brought in there. And this government, we don't know whether they're recycling them. This is what we can see. So, is Pura in the public's interest? It does not look like it there. No, it doesn't. With the NAWEC and the data, it's very clear whose side Pura is on. I hope I didn't miss your third question. What was it? I covered the answer to the question. Okay. We can take some more. Who? Killer? Killer, who did you pick for the question?
The one with the glasses in the back.
Yes.
And then give him the mic. You already asked the question. He haven't asked it, so let's just be fair to each other. And then when he's done, we will follow up.
Okay, let's listen so we can hear the question. Yeah, please speak louder.
Okay, my name is Isham, operating TV2 and King FM Radio. First of all,
King FM.
Yes. Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for this brilliant idea of a coalition. King Gomsaboba, Ghana, and Edward for the Small Center for Right and Justice. My question is whether you have plans to reach out to other civil society groups or organizations to bring them on board in order to have a formidable coalition.
Thank you. I'll just summarize on that one. As the interest of Gambia and the Gambian people, we should lead by example. I believe that we shouldn't be duplicating efforts if we are all on the same agenda. And this is an opportunity to call on all civil society who is in line with the same agenda for them to come and join forces. Because of unity is strength, and together we can achieve more, irrespective of what house we live in. We all meet up in our offices or etc. So this is a call, a nationwide call. All groups who are non-partisan especially, because we're not affiliated to any political party or outside behind anonymous influencers. I want that to be clear. So if you are non-partisan, this is a call. It's a coalition. The coalition should be as big as possible from Banjul all the way to Kwara. So this is not restricted to us, and we should lead as examples as one of the organizations that are on the forefront of this battle for transparency, accountability, and good governance. I'll pass it to my comrades to
I think that question is answered. So
okay, let's take the next
so
question.
the media is finished. So go ahead. Because key ones will actually take their notes.
On behalf of the media.
Yes.
Allow them.
Can
you hold that?
I have a question for that. Yes. During the first protest, actually, you did petition National Sport Council. And of course, we wouldn't have responded when trying to explain some of the steps they have taken. But we have to have the National Sport Council respond to your demand. What actions are you taking with that percent?
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, we have no actions for now. There was a timeline given. I think we are 1 month, 14 days today, and it's supposed to be 3 months. That is 90 days. So there's still time for them to put their house in order and respond. And we look forward to their response before we declare the end of the time frame given to them. But until then, Gala cannot take any action. Just like the way the government responds, we expect that the National Sport Council will respond, but they still have time to enjoy almost half a month, 1.5 months to enjoy and still watch our petition so that they respond properly and accurately. So we wait for them.
Thank you. So you were the last because we have a question. Second to last, and then we go to the 3 audience. So have your questions ready. Your name and your media. Yes.
So my question is with regards to
We can't hear.
Can we have order, please? Please, thank you. Yeah.
We have seen numerous backlash from the public with regards to how police handle the situation of the protest. And this has come again with the police issuing a statement to defend Superintendent Sir of his actions, which they stated that it is from the police high command. In their statement, they made mention that if the public feels their rights are violated, they can seek redress to take appropriate means. So, as the protesters who feel their rights have been violated, are you people ready to seek redress through the legal means if you feel your rights have been violated? Just for going out peacefully to demand what you felt is really affecting, your last water.
Yeah, thank you for that question. To be very honest, what I want to make very clear is our intention and our plans and everything we could put out there.
But some things are being considered. We have a team of legal advisors who advise us on the way forward. And as we are fresh from mile 2 and all of us are going through situations, we will have a consensus around what we will do. But right now we are looking at the immediate, which is ahead of us, and we will concentrate on that. And any further developments on our action will be communicated to the media as our partners in this particular agenda. So, my brother, you can ask your question and then we go to the normal audience. Your name and your where you represent.
Yes, thank you very much. Everyone, my name is Iliman So.
Iliman So.
I'm working for Hilltop FM Radio.
Hilltop.
Hilltop,
Welcome.
Well, your efforts have been widely, celebrated, across the land and of the country. But I've heard word from outside that, the amount of energy that you guys have put into this Pura protest. Are you planning to put in the same amount of energy, to protest about the high cost of living in Ghana? Because we all know presently, everyone is suffering, and then it will be a clarion call for if you take a stance in, demanding, answers, from state authorities as to make, the cost of living more affordable for the citizens.
Thank you very much, my colleague. Thank you so much for your question. For us, Gomsa Bopa, this has been a mission that we are not going to relent on. When cash power, NAWEC, was increased, we engaged Pura into a series of engagements. Some 2 years ago, and we've been doing these kind of things. Our first protest when the new government came in was about Occupy Westfield, was about NAWEC, electricity. These are all cost of living issues. Even today, it's also part of the cost of living. So, but that's the Gambia. We need people to come on board. That's why I'm so glad that my brother, the question he asked about how other Gambians can come in on board, so that we can be able to address many issues, like the other gentleman asked about those in the rural areas. And these are the things that have to happen. Gambians are the ones who are going to have to drive this demand. When we started and we said, protest about cash power, how many people came? 300, 400, 500, you remember. You were interviewing us, if I can't forget. So we've been on this journey, right? And this journey, as you can see, look, there are 3 of us. At that time, there was no gala. When we were protesting for Noe, there was no gala. But look at Gala is here, and they are part of this. So I take this opportunity to call on Gambians from Bitcoin, Banjul to Coin, to come on board. If at all the cost of living is actually affecting you, you will believe that NAWEC was not a problem. The increase of NAWEC was not a problem. Only 300, 400 people. So now we are not the ones to wait. We are the ones to take the lead.
Yes, sir.
That's what we believe.
Thank you.
But you can only take the lead when people are also behind you. And this is where Gambians have to do. They have to come on board. Because this is about bread and butter issues. You understand? We have independence. But do we have economic independence? Most of us, we have no economic independence. So, your question, I want the people to come back on board and really, so that we can tackle all cost of living issues, not just data. Yeah.
So thank you. Also,
sorry, let me respond to this question. Pura said something that Gambians will like to complain, but where do we do the complaints? In our own house. Do we go out and tell them what we really feel? Do we go out and tell them what we really feel? Sometimes we go on social media complaining. But when we call for a collective effort to do things, do we really show up to do the things? So if we are to address cost of living, which is affecting each and every one of us, we should have one voice, collective effort, and drive this to be able to put Gambia forward.
Thank you, and what is one of the youngest members of Team Protestors, the Secretary General of the movement. And I would like to add to that, last but not least, we are doing this for the next generation. So I'm pleading on the young people to take charge, take ownership, and lead the way. So we have some of the young people who are taking to man too. They have contributions. You have Ali. Ali is one of those who had an eye infection inside of the prison. Aliu, he had an eye infection inside of the prison once he was arrested. Aliu, the floor is yours. And sorry for what you had to go through as a student, going to the police station and even being taken to man to, take heart, my brother. And we are very sorry that you had to go through that unfortunate situation along with the other police. So please consider and answer your question. What is this? A question?
It's not a question, he has a statement.
Okay, so Aliu has a short statement that he would like to. He's one of the 22 youths who were taken to man too. And on his behalf, his eye had a serious problem during the 6 days of his ordeal without proper medical attention. Aliu, sir, the floor is yours.
Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, and my fellow citizens. My name is Alusar, and I stand before you today not only as a representative of the students of the Gambia, but also as one of the victims who was unjustly detained for exercising my constitutional right for peaceful assembly. I stand here today as a voice of the student, a voice that refuses to silence, a voice that echoes. I stand here today as the voice of the student, a voice that refuses to silence, a voice that echoes the pain, the struggle of young Gambians who simply want to pay a chance in better future. We gather here not because of the unjust price flow imposed by Pura, but because for people, young people were arrested and detained for standing up peacefully for what is right. Among them are students, activists, and future leaders of this country. This is the price we pay for raising our voices. We are told a committee has been formed, but action must be taken, not just promises and press releases. We, the students, are tired of being ignored. Access to available internet is not a luxury, it is a right. It is the tool we need to learn to grow, to connect with the world, and to build a better Gambia. So today, I call the government, listen to the people, listen to the students, respect our voice, protect our rights, and meet the demands of the petition. We will not stop, we will not go back down. We believe in Gambia where justice, accountability, and opportunity are not denied to the young. Thank you. 3D Youth, voice of the students, Gumsa Boba. As what my father always told me is, Kogis me have never day I'm no longer stop. That's why I want to get here. Gambia is our motherland. Let's show love and reserve as better Gambia. Please, I'm calling each and everyone, especially the students. Let's come and fight injustice. Let's end corruption today. As the Gambia, our homeland, please, I thank each and everyone.
Please clap for Aliu, coming from man to that horrible situation to come and give a speech like that. Thank you so much, brother. And thank you for speaking on behalf of the students. We have another victim.
Tell the coalition, Ghana, don't suffer and not fight to be united in one force. Let our hearts join together and bond towards the Gambia. Let us all understand that we that follow you, our loyalties are not the lives of you.
Yes.
Our loyalties lies in people. And if you lead us well, we will come at any point to support you.
Thank you.
But we want you people to be genuine at all costs. Let us forget about the glory and understand we're fighting for Gambia.
Thank you.
For whoever that is fighting for Gambia will earn one, not glory. So let us just, I don't know how long you intend to go along with this coalition. But I've joined many protests here that is organized here many times. But what I want to understand is you are individuals and you are groups of your own. And now you have come together in this Pura problem. Anyway. But now that you have a coalition here for Pura, how long are you intending to follow this coalition? How are you intending to join together and fight corruption? Because we have so many problems in this country. I know all of you have your own agency and what cost is whoever that organized the protest that is best in the best interest of the people. I want all of you to be present, regardless of where you come from.
Absolutely.
Let us do it for Gambia.
Thank you.
And let us know if you are going to continue this coalition or not. And let us advocate together at all costs, please. I've seen certain things while I was behind bars, and I was so happy. All right, I will just talk with emotions, so I have to take my time.
Yeah.
But I was very furious. So I want you all to respect your chain of communication, to respect your line of duty, and understand Gambia is bigger than all of it. We are always out for Gambia. We will stop our works, leave our families to live for Gambia. We expect you to do more. More than that. All of you, be it Ghana, Edward Francis Small, or anybody. Just do it for Gambia. The interest of the country at heart and priority, please.
This is the energy we need. This is the energy that we are talking about. Thank you so much, and I promise that we will continue to show solidarity to each other, not just within this group, but to any Gambian whose right has been violated or is fighting for the right cause. And our last but not least, I think Yusuf want to say something before you come. Let Yusuf respond to. You can hold your mic.
And then last statement, and then we're done. So, but I just wanted to respond to him. Hello. And this is important because of maybe not all of you will know. Clearly, not all will know, but people need to know. For example, us. After this whole thing, Gala, Gumsa Bopa, and Edward Francis Small, we met. And we had a frank conversation amongst us. And this is what we expect the government to do. They have to have frank conversations so that the problems which we saw and we had issues, we try to address those issues between us there. We're not talking about between us and the government. So we had that even before sitting here, all of us. So that's why we can speak with one voice. We intend to keep that going on. And one thing for sure, we will continue to reach out with our partners. We anticipate this should grow. It shouldn't grow down. So I just wanted to respond to you. Normally I wouldn't have even responded, but given the importance of your question, and this is going to every single Gambian youth out there, let us not focus on our differences. Let's focus on our shared goals. Cost of living, you heard the guy. It's affecting all of us. So we should be able to come together on these things rather than focusing on, issues which are not our shared goals. So I think that's the last question or statement from Badu. No? Is that a question?
So Badu wanted to say something. Okay, so guys, can we keep it short and precise as our time in this hall is coming to an end. And all media who are registered here, if your name is on here after you come, please, so we can discuss it. Right? Yeah. So who has to say something? Please, short and precise, so that we can move forward there. This is one of the people that we're taking tonight to, and one of the youngest, Badu Seka. Badu, the floor is yours.
Okay, what I just want to say is that,
Badu, come here.
Like, what I just want to say is that, like, I am Badu International, Badu Gambia, every favorite Badu, people's choice, ladies' choice, boys' choice, food choice. Like, I lost my school because of this kind of protest, and then I will still be in protest for my Gambia to be Gambia Sikau, Gambia Sikanam. Like, I love my country. If people are talking about Bagwe, I never involved. Because I know I won't go to Bagwe. Because I know I'll make it in Gambia. The Gambia neka na rew nga xamanteni rewu ndaw la. Gambia pour mu dem ci kanam lu ndaw la ci ñun yursi. Te bu nañ li da ci nga xamanteni tay dañoo taxawal Gambia focusé ñun ci yursi ci nga xamanteni tay ñun paré nañ pour dayal suñu diga moy diga bi nga xamanteni la moy Gambia tay. Like bu ñi la ci nga xamanteni ni like they will just speak without doing any action. Man nekk naa nit ku ndaw ki nga xamante ni maa gën a ndaw maytu yëpp te suma gannaaw bi yëpp yaaxu na because of xesen maytu nelaw ma like pour ñu lekk foofu sa tab di nekk problème because of like suñu yërmande la boy si lekk yu ñu ngay nekk ici yëpp tuuti naa suñuy lekka turi côté bi yëpp ma jox ko ñan boy si ma daan nekkal foofu bi saa soo la si kay suma fa di romb sax suma rongoñ dafa tuuru billahi wala talaay. And then we need a support from the government to increase. New York and Nick Namantani, Monica Matu, 28 nits, Ben and Nick, for duty. Nigita for over duty. Like you never done Adam fee. We are all human beings. te Gambia nekk na dëkk bi nga xamante ni réew bi ñëpp a ko dee waxantoo si TikTok bi su ma déggee ñu dee wax ne like ban country moo gën a neex si Africa majority country I hear it's Gambia and I'm proud to be Gambian I am Badu Gambia si kaw Gambia si kaw Gambia si kanam. Thank you all the media team also. Media team is yëpp maa ngi kontaan naa si yéen waay jërëjëf waay yéen ngeen fi yàgg te wér waay parce que without yéen suñ information yi du mos a génn si biti jërëjëf waay.
Thank you Badu, and so sorry to go through such an experience at your age for fighting for what's right. Keep your head up, and we are behind you, and this is what we wanted for the young people to take charge, and this is the example. Thank you Badu. As we come and wrap up, I believe there was one last one before we close the session. If not, then we can do the closing remarks. Please do the closing remarks on my behalf. I think that's it. So this is the closing remarks. Members, can we have silence? Can we have one press conference, please? It's very important. Like, we're here for a press conference. So the side talks, if we can all be one voice, please, so we can all go home and handle our other affairs. Members of the media, fellow Gambians, today the message has been loud and clear. We are united for one common purpose, a better Gambia for all of us. The statements delivered on behalf of the coalition reflects the collective concerns raised by Gambians across the socio-political spectrum. I would really appreciate if we are able to respect our silence so we can really close and be done with our press conference. We would really appreciate it. Like, please, like, please, you may be in a room, you can go outside, conversate all day. So this is why our demands are direct, principled, and urgent. VOD. We call on the government to suspend the data price floor and heed the joint demands of the coalition and GCCPC. 2. Pura claims its decision is guided by a regional benchmark, citing an African average of $1 per gigabyte, equivalent to an estimated $70 per gigabyte, and promised to publish the cost model underpinning this policy. To date, neither the benchmark details nor the cost model has been made public. We demand Pura immediately publish these documents on its official platforms to allow the public to immediately verify and independently verify whether this decision truly serves the public interest and reflects transparency and accountability as claimed. Consider introducing price ceiling during the committee's deliberations to protect consumers. 5. Immediately and unconditionally drop all charges against the 44 youths. 6. Respect the right to peacefully assemble and protest as enshrined in the Constitution and in regional and international human rights treaties ratified in the Gambia. Number 7. Establish an independent review of Pura operations to ensure transparency and accountability to the Gambian people. Number 8, guarantee the equal and fair application of law to all, including public officials implicated in corruption and misconduct. We extend our deepest gratitude to the media and all supporters who have stood with us during these difficult times. Let us remind ourselves, together we can build a better Gambia for all. On behalf of Team Gumsoboko, Edward Francis teaching Smalls of for rights and justice, and also Gambians Against Looted Assets, we tell you thank you. This is the event, end of the event, and till we see you on another time, we say bye-bye. From the bottom of our hearts, we really appreciate your time, your energy, and your dedication towards seeing a better Gambia. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.